never put on the same shoes. I've been giving L's like I know love and I can't lose. For myself, man, I can't lose. For my family, man, I can't lose. I grind hard and I can't lose. I'm stacking days, man, I can't lose. Big stepper, we can never put on the same shoes. I've been giving L's like I know love and I can't lose. For myself, man, I can't lose. For my family, man, I can't lose. I grind hard, man, I can't lose. I'm stacking days, man, I can't lose. Business is business. Yeah, I grind for the check. Line up with me, you gon' see how different when I step up on the opponent's necks. Line up with me, you gon' see how different how I'm earning all of my respect. Line up with me, you gon' see how different how I run the game, but don't stretch. My hitters stay with me, give them nothing, we putting up 60. We got power, you better call 50. Better chill like I reached like Wimby. It's not rocket science, shit you gotta know. We put them down like some dominoes. Wake up early, put the time in. Now I'm watching a Culotta show. Trying to send help when I come around, dog, it ain't working. Trying to just play, trying to stop me, dog, it ain't working. I handle business while your lanes chirping. Who on my level, man, I'm still searching. I'm in their heads like a neurosurgeon. I'm everywhere like I'm Harold Perkins. Let's be stepping, we can never put on the same shoes. I've been giving L's like I know love and I can't lose. For myself, man, I can't lose. For my family, man, I can't lose. I grind hard and I can't lose. I'm stacking days, man, I can't lose. Be stepping, we can never put on the same shoes. I've been giving L's like I know love and I can't lose. For myself, man, I can't lose. For my family, man, I can't lose. I grind hard, man, I can't lose. I'm stacking days, man, I can't lose.
Ah!
Money, I'm in coming, automatic.
Ah!
I'm gonna kill myself.
You're gonna join me in the scream?
I don't even have the effort to scream. Like,
Ah! What a terrible night. Terrible night. It's unbelievable. I just, the amount of pain. We're going to get to these phone calls pretty quickly. Sorry you can't see us. But this is about how we're feeling.
This is the future.
This is about how we're feeling, man. The light at the end of the tunnel is gone. It's just straight darkness. For the last month, we've been coasting through this pain of LSU losses, looking at the light at the end of the tunnel, named Bryce Underwood, and that light is gone. Hey, Christian, go hit the lights so they can see us now. Yeah. The light's gone.
Well, hold on. Before you do it, moment of silence.
Yep.
LSU's future. Bryce Underwood. It's not your fault, buddy. It's the curse of Omar Bradley.
Of Omar Bradley.
Continues to live on. Moment of silence.
3, 2, 1.
Moment of silence passed.
Flick them. You can just leave it like that. Don't do the whole lights. Just do those ones.
We're getting more and more optimistic.
It's just, I mean, the storylines can go any direction. Like who's next? You saw Derek Meadows already followed. Lloyd, funny enough, got this before the news broke. He was headed to snag it. Worked out perfectly, huh?
The lady at CVS had do I need to call somebody? Are you okay?
I covered it for myself as well.
She's like, you usually come in here all. Oh, I missed it.
It's all right.
That's typically how the day goes sometimes. Oh, I missed it again. There it is.
It's about how I'm feeling. It's unbelievable.
I know it's bad when my brother, the king of
pain,
not being rational at all, is like, dude, you got to keep this class together. I was like, Derek Meadows just flipped, and he's like, well.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Derek Meadows news hit quickly right after.
They formed a coup right underneath our fucking feet.
The worst part is that he flipped to Michigan.
Yeah, of course.
Like, why not? Why not? You know, it's just the Sloan storyline, I guess, is the next. Does this mean Sloan is gone? Does this mean Sloan is about to be gone? I had a feeling that the reason Sloan was holding on to his job after the lackluster performance was because of number 19 from Belleville High School in Michigan.
This is
no longer have that. Remember how we were talking about the card? How Sloan could push the card named Bryce Underwood across the table and say, "This is why I'm going to keep my job."
That card is what is this, bone? Oh, you don't get that reference, but
no.
This is as low. Look, we've been here all year. We do this. Been very positive, very optimistic. I've been the one trying to hold the rope. This is actually year one instead of year 3. But the year one take was absolutely basted and poured and baked in Bryce Underwood coming to LSU. And there is a light at the other end of the tunnel with Colin Hurley would have been, if he wouldn't have reclassified, he was the second-rate quarterback in the country. I understand that. That's not the point. That we'll get there. And because now the floodgates are opened.
2 weeks before signing day. Underwood committed in January.
I don't even get like this.
And he has decommitted 2 weeks.
He's been committed for almost 300 days. And maybe, look, hand up. I didn't think that any of this Michigan smoke was real.
I didn't think it was going to happen. I mean, I thought the money, I thought that
I knew the money stuff was real.
Yeah, I didn't think he was ever going to flip.
But I was actively laughing at what they were doing and how I mean, my take was that they were trying to save face and the fact that we went after Underwood a little late, can't get him. There's no way we get him. We'll just throw a huge number out there, and it looks like we tried to placate the fan base. Apparently, and this is where you have to start wondering if this was an LSU deal, where I don't think it was a money thing. I think he started to look around and goes, my take, that this is not real. It's not like I don't have Schefter news. There's a world where Sloan's already axed, and he slid the word to Underwood, and Underwood's like, well, I'm not going there if you're not there. And then if you're Michigan, why would you not hire Sloan?
No, I mean, that's a good point. I think this also could play into the Nussmeier conversation. I think Nussmeier could have also decided that he's going to come back.
Let's do really negative first. What if Nussmeier leaves?
Yeah, if Nussmeier leaves, the way we've spoken about the LSU quarterback room has completely flipped. Because we were talking about it to be this – it was in this great position it's never been in before. You're going to actually have this real competition. Well – now, Underwood gone. If Nussmeier leaves, you're headed into next year with Ricky Collins, A.J. Swan, and Colin Hurley.
Michigan's fucking terrible.
Michigan's best quarterback of the last
Jim Harbaugh.
15 years. No. I'm saying 15 years. J.J. McCarthy.
And he didn't
handed the ball off for 3 years.
There's literally Bryce Underwood on camera going, what does Michigan have?
Yeah, they don't develop quarterbacks.
But if you're LSU, you haven't shown anything that shows that you can develop quarterback
right.
I guess.
Right.
So and I wouldn't have said this because before the third quarter at 8:17 left against Texas A&M, you were concerned about, man, I would like for Nuss to come back, but I can see why he would leave because he'd be a first-round pick. And he still would be, that's the other part of the conversation. He still would be a first-round pick.
Yeah, you have to bring him back now.
Because of the lack of depth.
Yeah.
Well, whatever money you had allocated to Bryce Underwood, I'd imagine Nuss is going, I'm a free elf.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you have to find a way to get Nussmeier back at this point. I know that there's been this knock against Nussmeier, this desire for him to be benched or whatever. You have to get him back at this point because you need some sort of continuity and hope. I like Colin Hurley. I think he's a very talented quarterback, and he has a lot of potential, but this was set up for a very, very, very bright future with Bryce Underwood, and that's all gone. And so to me, I think Lloyd makes a good point with the Sloan stuff. That possibly it's already happened. I think even if it hasn't already happened, I would assume it's pretty close. Because to me, that was the only reason Sloan had kept his job.
Yeah, the card.
Is because he had Bryce Underwood in his back pocket. So now that that's gone, I think Sloan's gone right behind him. I don't think Kelly's gone because that's $61 million that you have to cough up. And so I still don't think that's going to happen. But the seat's hotter. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think the seat's hot, but it's getting warmer as the days go on. After the loss to Bama at home, getting embarrassed like that, the question marks came up.
He was there.
Florida, losing to a bad Florida team the way you did, and now Underwood decommitting.
There was no part of that. And if you're Underwood, you look around and go, who's the offensive line? Like, that's the same thing that Jared Nussmeier can ask. Is like, why would I come back for four starters that I played behind and two that you would think are first or second round picks?
All gone.
gone, and I can't operate under the current situation we're in.
And
If this is an offensive situation, that I don't blame Underwood for looking at it and going, and people can say, oh, this offense was built for Bryce Underwood. No, this is an offense that was like copy paste.
Yeah, you expected it to flow the exact same way it did with Jaden Daniels, not understanding that Jaden Daniels is Jaden Daniels.
Right.
And so, I mean, at this point, and the other part is looking at the guys that are going to be on that line next year. You've seen a lot of DJ Chesser, obviously been your starting center all year, and you've seen a lot of Paul Mabenga, and it hasn't particularly looked very good. So I understand that. So we're going to get to you guys' calls pretty soon.
Real quick, do you think that this was strictly NIL? Because, I mean, this is the same Bryce
I think
Underwood.
a majority.
Do you think that's his decision?
I don't want to get into that too much. I definitely think that families play a factor in this, and NIL in general, because that's where I would assume the money conversation
We could be like Tiger Woods and his daddy.
I think that obviously it's going to play a part. So I think the NIL was majority of this. I mean, that's a lot of money to turn down. For
sure.
It's a lot of money. But at the same time, you can't not talk about what's going on the field as well.
Right.
It definitely adds to it. Watching what he watched on the sideline in Tiger Stadium on November 9th, I would assume wasn't the prettiest. And I know that recruits are more realistic and understand, hey, there's still a bright future. We can fix this. But that's still an ugly thing to go watch. 42-6. And then they score a touchdown, and the fireworks go off with 12 seconds left.
And you had to fight and scratch and claw your way to score a touchdown just to say you did. But I think it's the totality of all of it. You can't just look
100%.
at Alabama. I would imagine since you've kind of been exposed after the A&M game, and I don't even since the offensive line is shuffled around, and you've kind of seen the offensive kind of be a little bit constipated, and then it's become full on constipated. Yeah. Where, okay, is this what I'm signing up for? But also in that same breath, first of all, I'm shook, super shook. This is in the same way I felt when Tyrann Mathieu got ejected from the program, the same way I felt when Ryan Perlew got ejected from the program. Yep. This is one of those that is going to be special, and now you were promised a gift under the Christmas tree. This happened to be one time where I got an Xbox 360 game but no Xbox 360. This is what it feels like. Yeah. And then Derek Meadows just took my Xbox 360 game. Yeah. So I got no presents. Lump of coal.
Man.
This
is a tough place to be.
Yeah, I'm here for the people.
And the other thing on top of that is you got Vanderbilt coming in Saturday night, and I tell you what, if you drop that,
it doesn't fucking matter now. That's what you were worried about. If you dropped that game, you were like, okay, you have to. What is it?
No. But I'm saying
even Brian Kelly himself said we're looking ahead to recruiting.
So do you almost hope that you do drop that game?
No, it does. I don't think it matters.
I think it does. I think in the fact that if you finish the year 6-6, losing the number one quarterback, your top receiver, and whoever follows, something's going to have to change.
I would have said that if they had already lost to Vanderbilt and this happened. This is clearly the state of the program. This is almost as bad as losing to Vanderbilt in itself, where it's okay, people are starting to look around I don't want to be on this boat anymore.
Right. No, this is a bad place for LSU.
You were with Bryce Underwood was your ace card, not only for Joe Sloan, but for just kind of anybody that looked ahead to LSU.
Yeah,
he was Messiah.
I'm not kidding when you say that. I believe in Nuss, and I do want him to come back. That's another conversation that we can have when we start. If we want to go positive, because I do want to get there at some point.
Right.
Before we take calls, we will in about 5 minutes. But you have to get Nuss back now. If you this is we've talked about year 2 with Joe Burrow,
Jaden Daniels.
It's gotten better, and for as much as people want to shit on Nuss, he's played well under fire. It's gotten. Brian Kelly said it himself. He's we've been the book's out on us.
Yeah.
How our offense looks, they know how to stop it. You don't have a semblance of a run game, and even when you do against the 15th ranked team in the SEC, against rushing, you ran it well, but you still are so constipated when you get past the 50 that if that's what Bryce Underwood's looking at, he's going, well, I'll just do that at Michigan for $10 million.
Yeah, I'll just get paid. No, I agree. That's why I think the on the field play definitely was a factor.
That's why I think that's a bigger factor than
Right.
because he's like continually said, and I don't think he's like was lying the entire time. I think
Right.
it came to a point where he got flipped. And the money does play a factor, but LSU had a very comparable, not very comparable, but an offer that was more than enough that you would have been happy to sign it, and everybody would have been made whole.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think the money that Michigan was offering was like a nice little, devil or angel on the shoulder talking to you. And then the second you saw the on-field performances that you've seen the last couple of weeks, that makes that $12 million look more appealing than it already was, So we'll get to you guys' calls. What's the number, Lloyd?
Hold on.
We'll get it up.
Barath, dude, so from the chat, Barath, Gentapali, got it, nailed it. This may be trivial, but BK being jovial at the press conference really bothers me. It's like he doesn't care. That's exactly how I feel.
Problem,
because he was so quick to, he didn't really say it, but the way his body language was when he talked about Joe Sloan seemed like something was in the works. Like that was not his hire. He was kind of forced to promote him, it felt like, but he also isn't around the program.
Because of Bryce Underwood.
Right. But that's part of it. But now that he sees them struggling, he was like, he wasn't actively trying to help.
Right.
He was like, a lot of people can be in your ear, but not a lot of people are decision makers.
Like,
and it was a big smirk, I told you so.
Look at what you did. Look what I told you so. Look what you created.
But Brian, every other hire you made since you've gotten here has been a fucking bust. Like two of the three people you fired are back.
Right.
And so at some point you have to believe in the program and actively try to help it. You can't go, well, maybe I can help. Like, if you see your guy struggling, which it started to happen, like I'll keep saying constipated because it was constipated. But how does it take two performances to be like, maybe I can help? And then you see him with a headset and a flash card on Saturday. It's like, buddy, I don't want to see you on Saturdays with that. I want to see you Monday through Friday in the building. And that's not what he does. And you could tell me I'm wrong, but I'd prove it.
Yeah. No, I mean, and the worst part is that it's opened the floodgates at this point.
And if Brian Kelly is brash enough to if Joe Sloan's gone, and he's going to be able to spin it to where it's like, well, I wasn't going to fire him until, like, this is going to be a whole he said, she said.
Right.
And go hire another 55-year-old coordinator.
I'm hurting, man.
All right, I'll put the number up.
This is a tough.
This is a safe space.
It is
a safe space.
It is. We're ready to hear from you guys. Rambling Ryan Meadows is gone. More to come. God bless y'all. Yeah, no, I mean that's the scary part is that the floodgates have now opened. You've already seen Meadows join in.
This is Noah's Ark, and
right
but
after,
it's the opposite.
Oh, and this is the weekend after Pickett goes on that Georgia visit and talks about the night atmosphere. You flipped Cade Phillips, who's now a 5-star from Texas, who lives in Texas, I'm pretty sure, and so he could very well.
Anding just got named a 5-star, number one cornerback in the country. I mean, number one quarterback in Louisiana.
In Louisiana, yeah. So I mean, like, Cade Phillips, Texas is probably still buzzing that line.
Clearly everybody's buzzing lines.
Like I have trust in Frank Wilson with Harlan Berry with that 5-star. Now Jakeem Stewart, that it's just
no. I believe in that one too. Like because I believe in Frank Wilson.
Those are Frank Wilson guys.
I believe in
agree.
Frank.
I agree,
and I believe in Corey Raymond. The DJ Pickett to Georgia, like I understand taking the visit and what he said, but he said like LSU still is my number one right now, but. Those are two guys I trust in recruiting. Joe Sloan, this was your prove it moment.
Yeah. But see, I felt better about Underwood than I did about Pickett.
Well, yeah, he's the best player I've ever seen in high school.
No, I'm saying like I felt better about his commitment than I did about Pickett's commitment. Like I felt more confident in him coming to LSU than I did about Pickett.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hand up.
And so that's the part that sucks is now that I felt that confident about that and it backfired. Now I have what's next that's what I'm looking for is what's next. So it's just this is a bad place for LSU to be. Bad. So we're getting the phone line up here. We're gonna hear from you guys. I'm excited to hear what y'all have to say. If y'all can bring joy or more pain.
No,
I'm assuming there's more pain because I don't know what you could be happy about at this point. I really don't. That's the worst part is that I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel anymore.
I don't want to pretend to be a fake sunshine pumper. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, she's going to be
there's
fine.
There's nothing to pump.
But the thing that you have to do is keep the rest of the people in the building, and LSU is LSU still. Like, you can't fall by the toxic traits of being everything's burning because that's part of what happened. Like, at some semblance of what happens around LSU and what it does and the way that it does, like, the place was burning down before.
Right.
And so when you put negativity around it, John, your goddamn negativity – like, people pick up on the vibes. Like, at some point, the first priority is to make sure you get Nussmeier back. And I know people are saying you don't want him. Yeah, you do. And then Colin Hurley can be that dude. I said it the first time we interviewed him. I've never met somebody at that age that smart and that well-spoken. And then you put on the film, and he can fucking sling it. And then what did we say when we went to fall practice? He was the best thrower of the football aside from Nussmeier, where it wasn't even close.
Right. No, I love Colin Hurley.
But that's who, like, people are going to end. The other one would be, like, people are saying, go get somebody out the portal. Nussmeier's the guy you got to get out the portal. To, like,
right, you got to keep him here.
And that's the portal ain't the portal, it's the draft. Because people are going to say he's not going to be a first-round pick. Name 3 other quarterbacks you would take in front of him. Some coach is going to fall in love with him because there's enough tape to where it looks extremely impressive.
He's got the talent, the arm talent.
And yeah, but you draft him 30th and let him sit.
Right. No, 100%.
And if the program is in the state that it's in where you lose Bryce Underwood, might be a great time to walk. But that's not where we are. I want him to stay, and you keep developing.
Right. Cash, this is like when I found out Santa isn't real.
Yeah.
This is one of those moments.
That's what I'm saying. It's Tyrann Mathieu, Ryan Perlew, and now Bryce Underwood. And
Do we remember when Brian Kelly spoke to the team his first year and talked about October and November? Do you remember the quote, Lloyd?
October
is for
pretenders.
November
contenders.
Is for contenders. And in November, but we'll start, A&M loss was October 26th. In November, LSU got embarrassed by Alabama. Well, the first weekend in November was the bye week. You obviously lost that one because the second week in November you got embarrassed by Alabama. The third week in November you got embarrassed by Florida. And now, headed into this week of November, the fourth week, LSU has a game with Vanderbilt. But they've now lost the number 1 quarterback and number 1 player in the country. So LSU in November, they're not contending for anything. Players, championships, games, SEC battle, nothing. They're LSU is a pretender. 2024 LSU is a pretender, and it's this is a bad place to be. I've been on Tiger droppings, looking at the threads. This is one of those Tiger dropping nights that is just unlike anything else.
As it should be.
I'm convinced that this program will never be elite. How do you regulate NIL? Bryce Underwood decommits from LSU. This program seems it's about to spiral and there's nothing we can do about it. How much is Underwood getting? People still want to keep Kelly or what? Revenue sharing can't get here fast enough. Put the money allocated for Underwood towards the buyout. Bryce Underwood is a con. Colin Hurley was the number 2 ranked quarterback in 2025 before he reclassified. LSU is officially just a baseball and women's basketball school now. What does BK have to offer LSU exactly? Time for Walker Howard to make the return. The rumor is you can get rid of Brian Kelly without having to pay buyout up front. I've lost all passion for LSU football. Joe Sloan, ? LSU will play football. Todd Graves needs to step it up. Have y'all seen Underwood's legs? Incredible. Rocky Top 2.0. Why did we skyr Scott Woodward? If LSU loses to Vandy, then blank. That's just the first page of
those are just
titles.
Those aren't even. That's
those
not even one
created.
thread. That's just those are those are topics.
Those are the topics. That's the first page of topics on Tiger droppings. It's just and some of the I'll go through our comments on Twitter. I was actually headed home from basketball practice from coaching, and I got the notification on my phone. Did not think it was real. I didn't think it was real at all. Jennifer McNabb, $10 super chat. Thank you very much. I think it's time for you all to have Scott Woodward on so we can discuss Kelly's freaking contract. literally one of the worst business decisions in LSU football history. Hold him accountable.
No, see,
I will. Me and I think me and Lloyd are thinking on the same sphere here. Push back a little bit, because BK did what he was brought in to do up front. He was brought in to fix the program, solve the issues that were left by O. And the way I have explained it to my grandfather, who hates Brian Kelly, and some of my friends, is he was brought in to build the plane, and he did a good job at building the plane, but he cannot fly it. That's the position we're in right now. He has built the plane, he did a good job, but he can't fly it. And so Scott Woodward did what he had to do to get him here, because I think that contract that he offered Brian Kelly is the only way you could have gotten BK away from Notre Dame. Like, you had to go to that extent
1,000%
to get BK from Notre Dame. And so like that, and now in hindsight, it obviously sucks because now you figured out that he can't fly that plane. But you made the hire because you knew he could build it, and he did that. So here's the phone line, 769-241-1031. Call it, have a take, don't suck.
Don't kill yourself.
Don't kill yourself live on the show, please. No, Lloyd. Join us in our pain and our agony. We would love to hear what you got to say when you call in. The floor is yours. Join Lloyd in this right here. I'm going to have to drive Lloyd home tonight.
No, this is just another fucking Thursday. For the last 3 weeks.
Oh, thank you for a laugh, Lloyd. I needed that because I'm in pain. Get a shot on Christian here. Look at this guy.
He's lost more weight.
The depression has gotten to him.
It really does. Look. All right, here we go.
Let's go. First caller.
Fire him up.
Let's get this party started.
Robert.
Rob.
Where are you calling from? What you got for us? Robert?
Rob, you're live.
Robert, hello? Robert, are you alive? Are you alive? Because you're live. Okay, nothing from Robert.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
All right, what you got for us? Talk to us.
All right, two quick observations and a question for y'all. One, I just saw on Twitter that apparently they upped the offer $12 million for Bryce Underwood, so it went up from the 10.5. So maybe that was just that little more negotiation to get it somewhere. Second one being is that I think one of the worst things for us as fans is that with the off season, in the past few, it was like kind of been potential hope for stuff. Versus now, I think like the main thing we're going to be arguing is like, hey, who's going to be the booster that's going to buy his contract out, or just like, okay, what are we going to do? Who are we going to get in the transfer portal? As far as like being the only hope to just keep us interested, locked in for LSU in the offseason. But I guess my question is, do you see any other big recruits from like other schools that we could flip to us? Thanks, guys. Try to keep your heads up.
I appreciate it. We're going to try. I'm
God's
not sure.
Not real.
I'm not sure what Lloyd. No, sir. I'm not sure what if LSU is going to be able to make any flips. What exactly they're pushing for.
No, the flips is like Nuss.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think the biggest push for LSU right now is to get Nussmeier back on campus, because that's what you have to do. We got another caller?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
That's the push right now, is get Jakeem Stewart and get Nussmeier back. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yo, it's Dex.
Dex, what you got for us?
From New Orleans, up here working in North Carolina. I called last week, and all of our worst nightmares are
we're living
fruition, fellas.
The curse of Omar. You are, I believe for the Chicago Cubs, it was 109 years. For the Boston Red Sox, it was 86 years. So LSU was. That's what you're looking at,
guys. That was the only hope.
Yeah, it feels like that right now.
And I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, for being really honest, it might be a domino effect.
That's what.
That's the biggest fear.
That's the fear.
That it's not just Bryce Underwood. It's literally, it's very possible that it could be a domino effect, because make no mistake about it, when we hear people talk about, oh, well, they lost the game, their recruits don't really matter, like, they think they can make that difference and blah, 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 blah. have you ever been to a game, and I know y'all have, where LSU gets their ass kicked, and you're like, that was not fun.
Right.
Like, and then you see the fans leaving, deservedly so. Well, November 9th, that game.
Remember.
People want to talk. It will be remembered, bro. And I'm telling you, and $12 million, 10.5, $12 million. Bro, I don't care. Like, I'm telling my son to go take that money too. You know, like.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be mad at Bryce.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm not mad at Bryce Underwood.
And to be honest, guys, Joe Sloan didn't help his case this year either. I don't care how good a relationship you have with Bryce Underwood. If you are watching him call plays this year, no matter how good of a QB coach he is, that didn't help either. So I'm just,
I don't even know if
we were talking about
Sloan gets a little bit of the blame for sure, but I think if you're Bryce Underwood, you're looking at the offensive line situation, going, what am I playing in front, like behind?
You know, man, for a group that has talked as much as LSU's O-line.
Well, no, but they're going to be gone. At least certainly one of them will. But there's a chance that Rick Jones could stay. But like you said, domino effect. But you're going to have 4 new starters in front of you at least.
Yep. Yeah, it's
if you're Bryce Underwood, why don't you sign up to fail?
Yeah.
Right. And honestly, bro, like, I think he saw it 2 ways. He's like, LSU's program is going downhill. Michigan's program is shit at this very moment, but I'll take the $12 million over going down there and killing my ass in Baton Rouge for 3 years. And I don't know, man. Brian Kelly, dude. We said it.
You know how I feel.
I do, and we talked about it last week, and it is like I'm getting. You ever get the skin crawl?
I got sweat on the back of my neck.
Yeah, like when you hear him talk, bro, and
my thing is, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Don't play in my fucking face like that. Like you're actively lying to me.
That's 100% my point, dude. Like the whole Garrett Nussmeier thing. I've never seen, whenever I see the quarterback this locked in, you better watch the game, motherfucker. I watched the game, and you got your ass kicked.
But then he's like, I guess I could help. Like, brother, why don't you check into the building? Like, I'd love to see, he needs to clock in. Like, we need timestamps.
I just want to know Jordy's heartbeat per minute right now.
Oh, I think he's ecstatic.
I think he wants to see it continue to move in the direction in which it has.
He likes to see it crumble because he wants to. I mean, because
he wants the change.
I think we all do, and that's what we talked about last week. We're stuck, guys, and
somebody's gonna get drunk enough tonight that's rich enough to go, I'll cut $50 million. Anybody else want 20?
That's what I was about to say. If it continues to move in this direction as the days go on, $61 million looks less and less expensive.
If you got it, flaunt it.
So,
yeah.
But we appreciate you calling in, man.
Thing is,
go ahead.
Yeah, bro. Y'all have a great night. Y'all gonna have a lot of calls, bro.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. We want to get to the next one.
Fuck Brian Kelly.
Thank you. There you go. Clip it.
All right, I gotta get to this. This guy from Stamford, Connecticut has called in 3 times.
Connecticut. Wow.
I wish it was Jack, but I have his number.
Imagine. It would be nice to hear from Jackie.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, brother.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep,
got you right now.
Hit us. What you got?
Okay. So I'm calling from Houston. So I'm a huge LSU fan. I follow recruiting daily, every single day, everything. Now, yes, I love the kid. I love Bryce. I know we wanted him. I know it hurts losing him. But I know I've been listening to you guys, and, you guys are saying, oh, where do we go from here? We have to have Nuss back. I'm looking at the opposite spectrum.
I love that.
So look at a couple of things that you guys probably haven't looked at, because like I said, I follow recruiting daily. I follow every single kid, whether they go to LSU, they don't go there, regardless. Look at George McKentry from this class. He committed to Tennessee. They have Nico already there. He had LSU as a finalist. So that is a potential that we can get in. The biggest kid that I'm looking for next class, and I'm telling you right now, don't sleep on it. Y'all think I'm just saying anything crazy. But Faison Braydon, I don't know if you guys heard of this kid. He's the number 1 QB in the next class, committed to, again, Tennessee. The Tennessee already got Nico there. They got McKendry. They got a bunch of kids there in the QB class. I'm telling you, just like it happened with Bryce, he has already committed, but he had LSU as a finalist. It was between Tennessee and LSU. And he committed to Tennessee due to the fact that we had Bryce and we were considering that he's going to be there for the next 3 years. I'm telling you, we're going to flip Faison because he had LSU as a finalist. And one other thing that I've been saying is the reason why I've looked at many games, I've watched them extensively, rewatched the games. The thing that I notice about the reason why our offense has been so sus, if you want to call it, is our system is a RPO system. And the thing is, Nuss is not a running QB, and that's why it's not working well. So, yes, either we get somebody in the portal, look at the kid Dante Moore from previous class. He was at UCLA, switched to Oregon. Maybe we can flip him. You need a running QB for this style of game that we have. I know we don't have the greatest of wide receiver as we did previously, but that is where I'm looking at, is that the reason why Nuss is not the greatest in our system is because he doesn't run. He doesn't take off. There's been many instances where he could just took off 5 yards. He had Aaron Anderson in a red zone where he didn't take off or turned it into an interception. So those are the things that I'm looking at that I think you guys haven't paid attention as closely on that.
No, dude, do you need a job? What you got going on?
Yeah, because, I mean, I'm looking at it now on 1-3.
You need a job? I was about to say. I mean,
you're on top.
You won't get paid, but you're more than welcome to contribute.
We love the information. Yeah, Faison
Hey,
Brandon.
I would love to work. Hey, listen, I have a full-time job. I start work at 6 a.m. I work for Xfinity, not advertising them. But I do, because you guys are on at early in the morning, and I'm in Houston, same time zone. I listen to you and, Jordy in the morning. I even listen to, if you know, what's his name? Blake Ruffino. I listen to all of you guys. So it's not like something, I love LSU. I love college football. And yeah, I would love to. I mean, I want to be like a commentator and stuff. My wife always tell me to be a commentator. But, hey, if you guys want, I'll give you my number. Hit me up. I'm always willing to do internship. I don't even got to get paid.
Yeah, shoot us a message on Twitter. Shoot us a DM on Twitter.
All right, I got you.
Right.
But yeah, I'm telling you, we do have Faison Braydon. Check him out. He's the number 1 quarterback in the 2026 class.
Yeah. And then George McIntyre.
And George McIntyre is in this class. He's in this class. He's committed to Tennessee. Both of them are committed to Tennessee. And I said this before. I hate to say it again. I love, Bryce, and I wish him best of luck. Hopefully, maybe somehow we can up the money and get him back. I highly doubt it. It's too late in the game now. But the way these things work is I never take these kids that commit this early. Look at Decorian Moore, right?
Right.
These kids that 99.9% of the time, if you follow recruiting enough, these kids that commit early, they never stick. Even look at Julian Lewis. He has flipped 3 times.
Yeah, it's tough to hold on to, especially in this day and age, to hold on to.
And exactly, and NLI and the money. So to me, honestly, Faison is committed to Tennessee. Just watch him. Watch this team. Now, I don't know about what you guys know about Joe Sloan. I mean, it could be possible. I mean, I heard the rumors before, either that he may be getting a head coaching job, so maybe that's why he left. But to be honest, I've been saying this from the start, bro. $10 million for these kids, especially their families.
Right.
There's no way they was not gonna say no. Word is maybe 12 million. I don't even care if it's 12 million. Even if it's 10, bro. How can you say no to 10 million of these kids? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
And I know he said all the right thing that it's about development. Yes, I know we develop QB, but at the same time, when family and other people are involved, those things kind of really go out the window. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I mean, even most recruiters even said, "Hey, he hasn't taken a visit to Michigan." He hasn't. But did that really matter? No, because at the end, it's all the money factor at this point.
Yeah.
We gotta get Jakeem, no doubt, because that's where our weakness is for me. D-line, we have to get Jakeem. So since we don't have Bryce, throw the money to Jakeem now. That's the only thing I can think of. Nuss, if he comes back, great. I'm okay with it. I know you guys are not.
No, I am.
We
No.
No. You guys are saying we have to have him back.
He's good.
I'm
Like,
not
I think
under.
he's good.
I'm not under a spectrum because, like I said, he does have.
I am.
See, here's the way I looked at it. See, when you remember, my biggest knock on Daniels, the 2 years he was there, was he wasn't throwing the ball as much. Like,
Right.
he didn't have the gunsling mentality. But the thing that I respected him and the one thing I loved about his game is the turnovers. Turnover never was, like, you could at least count on him never turning the ball over.
Right. Safe with the
That's
football.
the opposite. And in game of football, you're a coach over there. You know what they say, defense wins championship. And the defense, if you're going to give them the free, that's what happened with A&M. Think about it. You take that sack, let it be, right? You take the sack, you punt, let your defense play the game, see what happens, right? You give them that momentum by trying to force a ball that was never there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree. Well, look, we appreciate your call.
Yeah,
we gotta
thank
get
you,
to
thank
the,
you. Yeah, we got
get
the
to
phone
some
lines
other
are
guys.
buzzing, cuz
Yeah,
we got to make
appreciate
sure
you calling.
nobody puts a gun in their mouth.
All right, I'll message you. I'll
Yes.
message you.
Yeah,
We
please
appreciate
do.
it. Please do.
That's awesome.
Please do.
Thank you. All right.
Call
We
from.
just made a hire.
Darren.
The guy's great.
To accept, press 1.
Darren, you're live. What's your name?
What
Where
you
you
got
calling
for
from,
us?
Darren?
What's up, man? I am.
Oh, your
in
voice sounds like
Shreveport.
mine.
Lloyd, are you from Alexandria?
Yes, sir.
Bro, I grew up in Ball, Louisiana.
Oh,
Went to
hell
high
yeah,
school.
dude. I crossed two bridges.
Yeah, son. Yeah. All right. Look, this sucks, obviously, because LSU's never had the opportunity to get a quarterback like this. So it does sting. But as our friend Andy Staples says, there's always another quarterback. There's always another quarterback. More importantly, though, for this LSU program, we got to get the defensive swag back.
100%.
We got
I
to.
agree.
That plays into the mystique of Tiger Stadium and Death Valley.
I mean, it was there for Ole Miss, man. Like, the defense hasn't been terrible. It was terrible, too.
It hasn't
It was
been.
terrible
Offense
last
has been in tough
year.
spots.
Yeah.
It hasn't been. But the names on the team this year aren't defensive players.
But that's the part of the larger conversation, right? Of like,
Of
you
course.
can't take on too much water in this boat.
Yeah.
Of course.
You can't let it
But
crumble.
I think more importantly for this class holding it together is the cornerbacks, I think, and Landing Stewart. You probably got to get some portal players, but I think
We all
for this LSU program, I think we learned it with Jake Peets too. Can we really be having first year play callers calling plays?
You can't.
As great of a quarterback coach as Joe Sloan probably is, and I'm sure he's a rising star in the sport. These big time Big Ten and SEC programs like LSU, unless you just know that there's some genius like a Joe Brady that's in your building, why are we letting first time play callers call plays?
Well, and I think the
program like
reason
LSU?
that it happened is majority because of Bryce Underwood. Like the alternative would have
Of
been
course.
to bring in another OC who probably wanted to bring in his own QB coach maybe, or who knows what it would have been like, and Sloan leaves, so you miss out on Underwood.
I think it was
now,
it was a power play. Like, oh, you're not going to let me make a hire. All right, I'll do this, and then I'm actively not going to do anything to make sure it works.
right.
Well, that would have been on Brian Kelly. I mean, you have to manage
absolutely.
your staff.
Well, yeah, 100%.
You have to manage your staff better than that. You bring in a proven play caller, and you sit him down and put him in a room with Joe Sloan for a week and convince him that this is the guy that should be the quarterback coach, and look what he has committed.
Daniel
I think
Holgerson
any
was here.
reasonable OC.
Daniel Holgerson was
Say
in
that
Baton
again?
Rouge for a week.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was. I'm not doubting that.
Yeah, but no, I do
But
appreciate your
there's
sentiment of that there's other quarterbacks. We do need a little bit of positivity around here because
No, I think
there's not a lot.
Nuss will do. Like, Nuss is going to be fine.
Well, and you're watching the clips that
Yeah,
Lloyd's,
I think so
that
too.
Lloyd's
The
showing of Colin
quarterback-
Hurley.
Yeah, quarterbacks make their biggest leap between the first and second year starting. We've
Right.
seen it twice in the last 5 years.
No,
I know
100%.
Jaden Daniels started at another program before, but this was last year was his second year in LSU's program and LSU's offense with the OC that they had last year and with this team. So it's a similar kind of thing. LSU, our quarterbacks always make a huge leap. Look at Quinn Ewers at Texas. 2022, he was fine. I know he was hurt some, but he made a huge leap last year and they went to the playoff.
Yeah,
There's no reason Garrett can't do that.
You wanted the
reason.
You wanted the Quinn Ewers to Arch Manning situation.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Right.
All right, we got more
Of
calls
course.
coming in. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for
All right,
calling.
dude.
Thank you for the positivity.
Later.
I love that people call and call and call. I love it more than
The
anything.
commitment I enjoy.
And somebody just texted me, one of the OG squad.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that I say all of the time, which can be true. And
Call from.
there's one thing worse than anger, and it's apathy.
To accept, press
Yeah,
1.
and that's
to
what-
send a voicemail, press
That's
2.
where LSU fans are at. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Corey from Lake Charles.
What's
All right,
up,
what
buddy?
you got for us?
Hey, how y'all doing? Love the show.
Appreciate
Thank you very much.
I just want to keep it short and sweet, y'all. Brian Kelly might be the worst thing to happen in Louisiana since Hurricane Katrina.
The same thing. You got to rebuild. Steve Gleason ain't walking through that door.
I just want to let y'all know, man. Hope y'all keep the heads up. Keep doing y'all thing, man. Appreciate
That's
y'all
the
taking the
point.
call.
Thank you very much.
We got one more. We got a ton I got to get to. My voicemail is 95%
Massive.
full.
That's awesome. No, I don't think Brian Kelly's the worst thing to happen in Baton Rouge because he did get the program back, but it's turned out to be pretty ugly.
Right.
Call from.
This is pretty bad. We got it?
What's your name? Where you calling from?
Talk to us. Talk.
How's it going?
Doing good, man. I think. How are you?
What's good anymore?
No, I don't know what good means.
I just got off of the Blake Ruffino show right before this, asking him some questions. So,
What
you got for us?
Yeah, let's see if we're smarter or dumber.
all right. So the questions that I asked him, I'll ask you guys too, but I would like to elaborate a little bit more. So first of all, Bryce Underwood decommits from LSU, obviously tragic.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's gonna argue with that one. What my first question will be to you guys is, if we lose this game Saturday to the mighty Vanderbilt Commodores, do you guys think that our recruiting class is gonna go, for a lack of a better word, to complete mess?
Brother, you haven't even lost the Vanderbilt game yet, and it's already at a point where you're you're stumbling out the gate. Whenever you had somebody that was committed for over almost a year, 300 days, like that stings. But the one thing that I'll point to, if we're gonna positive show, we're gonna do that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
As the other recruiters that are doing it have done it for a very long time. Like Corey Raymond has been a professional in this trade, and he can coach it up, as you've seen from the defensive back play, at least cornerbacks wise. And then you look at Frank Wilson hadn't missed. Frank Robinson, rest in peace. But Frank Wilson hadn't missed. If he gets a guy, he gets a guy.
Right. So my thing is that I wasn't really surprised when he dropped. Because when you have 300 recruits in Tiger Stadium on a Saturday night in Death Valley, and you're playing Alabama and you get blown out by 30 plus points at home, that sends a message, in my opinion. And I heard a bunch of people saying, "Oh well, maybe the coaches can say." Yeah, go ahead. No.
I was saying, if you're the
recruit's mindset.
Yeah, the spin was the recruit's mindset was oh, if I played, I can help this team get better.
Right. That's what we thought, and obviously that's not the way that it ended up going. And then again, money is money, right? If he's getting offered, I think I saw the number was $12 million. I don't think anybody's turning down $12 million. And LSU obviously is not in the place where
we have enough money to be offering one player $12 million. Mostly probably because we have to go get dudes. You know, we got to go get some dogs on defense. Safety play has been absolutely atrocious. I'm not going to call names out, but I went to high school with a few of the guys that are currently starting on the team, and I love them dudes, but they're not good. They're not good.
I see your area code, brother.
We got to get some boys, man. We got to get some dogs.
Yeah, you just got to hold this thing.
We got to go get some dogs.
And that's the thing is like you wanted to like just hold this thing together, but you just like the captain of the ship just hopped overboard.
Yeah.
But
no, 100%.
I appreciate you calling. We got some more coming in, but thank you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all have a great night.
Yes, sir.
Just a little announcement real quick. Jakeem Stewart just posted on Twitter, blessed to be re-offered by Michigan football.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
what's your name? Where you calling from?
Come on, whatever.
Yo, it's Faisal again.
Oh, yo.
So sorry to call you back, but I just got some news for you.
Okay.
So I have Shay on Bengal Tiger. I'm subscribed to him. And there was some contradiction on the agreement they had because Bryce Underwood. So this is literally the word for word from Shay. It says Bryce Underwood family had attorney look over LSU side of the agreement on Sunday and sent it back, and and adjustment needed were made by LSU side. Multiple sources confirmed tonight, including 2 not connected to LSU football. The same source outside the program tell me that Underwood then went over to Michigan agreement and sent it to them. Whatever the revision needed to be made were handled, sent it back to Michigan this afternoon, and shortly after, Underwood announced his flip to Michigan. LSU was not told ahead of time which word coming into the staff from a member of the Underwood camp moment after the news went public. Multiple sources tell me.
Dude, you're already working day one.
Well, yeah, no, we appreciate you calling back 100%. I mean, wow.
So it was, I think, like I've been saying from the beginning, it's the money.
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes it pretty obvious that it came down to, the contract agreements getting sent back and forth, and they turned it and they sent it to Michigan and got it back, and LSU was kind of left at the altar, not getting any sort of confirmation before the news broke. This is an ugly spot to be in if you're LSU.
Oh, by the way, it won't let me send you guys a message. Should I just post or tweet you guys?
I have your number. I'm gonna this isn't my real number. This is a Google number because that's happened before and it's a great time. Just we're
gonna get in contact with you.
I have your number. I'll text you from. It'll be a 318 number. I'll shoot you a text.
All right, bet.
Appreciate
you. Dude. It's already working.
Have a good night. Jukes Tiger, LSU baby, still all day.
Amen. That's right.
We'll be fine.
Fuck yeah, let's go, dude.
We'll be fine. We lost. Hey, remember,
I'm making the shirts right now.
Hey, you remember we lost what was his name? The safety from LSU, from Louisiana. I can't think of his name now. Lyndon Collins.
Oh, to Alabama.
We still won the championship, baby. We still won the championship. We be good.
We appreciate you calling back, man. Good information.
All right, man.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
Night.
Did he say
But yeah, right before
Yeah, he's got it down.
before that phone call, if you want to zoom in here, Lloyd, Jakeem Stewart just posted live on his Twitter.
I'll just go to his
Just
Twitter.
pull it up, yep. He just posted on his Twitter. Blessed to be re-offered by @UMish Thank you @Coach S Moore, @Coach UMish, Coach Espo. So, yeah, obviously Michigan has now flipped 2 LSU commitments. Bryce Underwood, the #1 quarterback in the country, LSU's top wide receiver commit, and Derek Meadows, and has just re-offered Jakeem Thanos Stewart, who's a big-time defensive lineman at Edna Carr, transferred from St. Aug. And what is happening? What is Michigan? I literally quote tweeted it on our Twitter and said, "Make it stop" in all caps, because I feel like it was last offseason, Michigan was talking about hiring Brian Kelly, and now they're on a all-out warpath to steal every one of LSU's commitments and recruits, on a Thursday night in November. So,
Call from
John.
Let's go.
to accept.
Come on in, John.
What's your name? Where are you calling
The
from?
water sucks.
Hello?
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
John, calling from Arkansas.
What you got for us, John?
man, just calling in to talk about what's going on.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a tough night, isn't it?
Hey, we can't be prisoners of the moment. You know what I mean?
I agree, but it's hard not to be at this current moment.
Right.
It's like watching the Twin Towers go down and you're on acid.
At the end of the day, what got us here will get us through. You know what I mean?
And what is that? Elaborate, please.
I think we have great recruiters. I think we have a great thing going at LSU. I think that these guys, it's not like they're sitting there going, what do we do now? They've got a plan for this. They know exactly where they're going and what their move is and how they're going to do things. And, I mean, this is always a reality, right? So Bryce Underwood's from Michigan. I know he said the right things, but, I mean, this is this isn't a surprise to really anybody. Kid stays home like that with money, you know, plan B. And granted, it's not the number one recruit in the nation that's been signed for a while, but we're gonna be fine.
Where would you rank this?
In terms of what?
A
heartbreaking LSU moments.
Like just to commit, like if you follow recruiting at all, which I feel like you do, where you'd be like, I feel like from my perspective, everything that I've heard, and I know people don't believe me, but I do have like some reputable sources of what was going on, and this was not really in the cards.
Yeah, no, look, I think this is a total shocker. I know some of those guys, was texting with some of those guys and saying, hey, you know, whatever. And it was like, no, we're good. This is good. All right. You know, just kind of joking around like, hey, who do we got to go get type thing, just joking with them. And it was like, hey, this is locked up.
Good.
Yeah, this was locked up. And so this is definitely a surprise. But, I mean, what do you guys say? I mean, obviously, when I'm looking at things and I'm looking at guys in their first year, I think it's easy to look at Burrow and Jaden and that sort of thing. And I think Nuss is doing good stuff. I think year two, under the development that he can have and obviously bringing in some guys around him and doing some things, I think he balls out next year. I mean, Bryce Underwood's sitting there watching him anyways, right? So we can get in the portal, get another guy, and rebuild around this with Nuss at the helm. I'm not out on Nuss. I think he's got to grow. He's got to make some decisions. He's got to do some different things, but I think he's capable of all that, right?
Well, this is not a Nussmeier conversation. Like the Nuss conversation is get him back in the boat, like just in case if he was ever thinking, like the way that this is the part of the toxicity of LSU fans and the way that it's talked about, where people are like, good, go. Like that doesn't help you in any regard. Like he's played, I would say, level par for a first-year quarterback at LSU with an offensive line in front of him that is not really the one that he probably thought he would have in front of him. And then with a first-year play caller, like I said, redshirt freshman center, redshirt freshman left guard now. Like what he's been asked to do with no run game, like you're asking him to throw, he's thrown the ball 50 times, 3 times. LSU was third in the country in pass attempts. Like nobody's signed up for that. And so to blame it on Nuss whenever he's literally trying to breathe underwater isn't really fair because I think he's played like under the circumstances better than anybody could have expected if this is the hand that you were dealt. Like imagine if you put, like I'm not trying to do revisionist history, but LSU does not have a great history of quarterbacks aside from Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow. So like if you were to go to the past, like wax those and you have 22 touchdowns and 11 interceptions, you just sign up for that every year right now and he still has 2 more games to play.
Absolutely. And I think everybody looking at this year thought Caleb Jackson was going to come in and pound the ball down your face.
Another wild thing, dude.
Agreed.
Set up play action over top, which Nuss is that guy. And if we had a guy and if we were running it down people's throats, you know, moment in and,
you know, down offense.
First and second down, we would be in a completely different space. But here's the thing, man, like this is part of it too, right? I think that there's a reality to these kids see. You know, Nuss is doing great. I think if there was more rhetoric around how good he's doing, I mean, Bryce Underwood sees that stuff, right? He sees
I agree,
a guy
dude,
like
that shit doesn't help anybody.
We can't just be wanting everybody fired when things don't go the way they're going. And look, I mean, you know, I'm watching the plays, I'm seeing things. I might be a guy in a different space for this, but I think there's good plays being called. I think we got guys open. I think, you know, we're just a couple of decisions away from things happening. And so, I don't know, man. I think there's got to be some positivity around this. And,
I agree.
I'm
with you. I wanted to get a little bit of this off my chest, but yeah, What am I going to do? Not like LSU anymore?
No, I mean, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to ride. This is our team. And so, like,
this is the team. These are our guys. You know what I mean? And look, I can tell you, whoever is going to sign next is going to sign to Joe Sloan. And so if we're calling for his head as a collective group, you know what I mean, or these people on Twitter, that sort of thing, that doesn't help. None of that helps. BK gone, none of that helps. Nobody wants to come in and rebuild or any of those other sort of things. We just got to rally around positivity and next man up, next person up. Let's get it done, right? And so Bryce Underwood, I think history shows this is a bad decision. That's what I'm going to say. I think history shows this is going to be a bad decision, but we'll see what happens. You never know.
We appreciate you
calling in. Not taking
in.
anything away from the kid.
All right, appreciate you.
My buddy just texted me saying that we should euthanize Omar Bradley at midfield at halftime on Saturday.
Lloyd's all in on that.
It might happen anyway.
Public euthanization.
I did see one point.
Which name were you calling from?
Justin. Alexandria.
Oh, what's up?
A-Town. Justin,
A-Town be ballin'.
What you got for us, Justin?
Yeah, man. Hey, so I just woke up from a nap and my feelings are hurt. So
good morning.
How sure are we? I mean, I see it all
wait,
over the
hold
internet.
on. So you were asleep. Get the news. Is this like a nightmare? You are awake.
Yeah, I'm awake. I look up. I still see his background on Twitter is LSU. So I'm thinking. I still kind of have a feeling that they're going to make a push or do something. I mean, he hasn't signed, has he?
No, he can't sign until December 4th.
9 days and 2
so
weeks.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, brother, I would love for that to be the case. But I don't think all of this news gets out the way that it is. But I could be wrong. Like, we've been wrong about this the entire time up to now. So I just don't know how you get that close to the finish line. And then, like, this is you have, like, NFL reporters tweeting about this. It's a huge deal. Yeah. So it's a firestorm if you go back the other way. Like, I don't know what if you think LSU counters with the same amount of money, then that would make him flip. Like, that's what I don't think it is. I think it's become a bigger issue than. Oh, it's hard to say that because Michigan's offense is awful.
Yeah, but you see the pictures of Flauget. You see all the people he's met, all the interviews he's done up to this point. That's got to mean something. Like you know what I mean? Like it's still set in the back of his head. It has to be. You know, it can't be for sure. You know, the money's like but it's probably sitting in the back of his head. Like damn. You know, you got to think that at least, you know?
Yeah, because he's come to LSU 8 times, and they've been all unofficial visits, and then his 9th visit was for the Alabama game, but on all accounts I've heard, that was like a win. He went there, loved the environment, loved everything that he saw, aside from, obviously, the football game, but even that was like, dude, I can come in here and help, is what I was told. But, I mean, I don't, but if people want to go ahead and say that, like, $10.5 million, but now at $12.5 million, I'm gonna change my tune.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like if the number was the number, like at 10, you might like. We're at I mean, I know $2 million is a lot of dollars, but 10 and 12, it ain't that different.
Yeah, I mean,
like because they made their offer.
I know JT Lindsay really, really well up here, and I talk to him all the time. Actually, I coached the team that he used to play on when he was younger, and just from hearing from him and I know he's met so many people. He has so many relationships down here. I don't know. I think personally that the ball's still in the air a little bit.
Love that.
Contrary to what most people think, you know. But I don't know. Colin Hurley, lace up, cuz.
Dude, he's a player.
Yeah, no, I mean he's got the skill.
Nah, I don't know why he hasn't seen any looks yet.
I appreciate the positivity. I appreciate the positivity big time.
All right, appreciate you. Shout out A-Town.
All right, brother. Later.
But the point I've seen, if they didn't have the money to pay Bryce Underwood, they don't have the money to fire Brian Kelly. If they have the money to fire Brian Kelly, they would have had the money to pay for Bryce Underwood.
Look.
And it is different because one's firing a coach, one's a quarterback. But
hold on 1 second. Which name were you calling from?
It's Ryan from Central Arkansas.
All right, what you got for us?
Pig.
Absolutely not. Hell no. Get out of here with that shit. Every time that game, I said this to Matt Moscoda all morning in Scone about a month and a half ago when we played Arkansas, and I told him, I said, every time it gets to that week, me and my wife look at each other and we ask, why the hell do we live here?
Dude, I went for the Arkansas game. Nice town. Nice town. But yeah,
I mean, you smell the money, but it's a one way in, one way out. But that's all besides the point.
Yeah, get to what you got.
I got a bigger problem with all this, and you'll have to bear with me because my voice is a little.
I'll cry too.
There's a couple of things here. This LSU needs to really get rolling. And I mean, look, when you offer somebody money, it says what it says. It says this is how much we value. Now, I do get that there's a point. These are still kids where you got to say, okay, like, look, it's a bidding war. I'm not going to go up that high. $12 million. I think there's something else besides just $12 million. Like, again, I've listened to the other callers, everything that's went on here lately. With the last year of him being committed, there's something else there, I imagine. And look, hey, I get it. At the end of the day, you got family and friends around you that say, hey, you'd be a fool not to take this deal, But my biggest concern with this is not, I've heard some people already talking about Joe Sloan in his head. I think he's done an incredible job when you learn that Kelly has sat there and let him call the shots for the last, 8 games till he started taking over. So on that, I think it was commendable based off the circumstances. Looking at what Sloan's done since he's been here as a quarterback's coach and the way recruits talk about him, this goes back to not just the LSNIL deal, but you've got a problem where LSU and its boosters or the collective or whoever it is, depending on what end of it is, and these boards, people that get together, we pretty much lost one of the greatest offensive coordinators we had come to this program because, hey, we'll get right back with you. Let us have this board meeting first. And, Notre Dame came calling, and what they do, they took them. Now, granted, I know he had family there and stuff, but we had to be a little more realistic and understand LSU's going to take a hit from that.
Yeah, we appreciate you calling in, man. We're right there with you in the depths.
Here's my biggest problem with now Brian Kelly.
Uh-huh.
And he did it earlier. I really hope this isn't just retirement for him because he got up to the podium about 20 minutes till those news broke. And he's coming up there with little sly jokes again. Like, dude, I'm sorry, I ain't got time for that bullshit. Like, dude,
he's about to learn that doesn't.
3 in a row. Like, you need to nut up. Your ass needs to be ordering pizza and having Cokes for your coaches and telling the wives, hey, look, we're busy. We're staying up here and we're working. Like, that's what this job takes. Every second of a day that he is not in that facility, I give it a 15% increased chance. The following fall, you're going to take a shot to the chin. And, again, I don't know what his life is, outside of. But, Lane Kiffin, for example. Now, was he probably going to get the Manning kid, Arch? No. But he at least showed an effort. Can y'all tell me one time y'all seen Brian Kelly visiting a player at a school at all since he's been there?
I would assume it's happened, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
If it happened very often, it would be posted a lot.
Yeah, I agree with your point of the jokes and the sarcasm. At this point of the season and the way that it's gone, it's just it's laughable and it's almost embarrassing.
It's scary because to me it's like, where's your mindset with this?
And you've committed, and if you're LSU, you've committed money and time, like
time
a 10-year contract. To that,
people care about this shit, dog.
Yeah, and so I think your point of it being a retirement is a real fear.
The contract to me is not that big of an issue in itself because I kind of get where Scott Woodworth and these guys were looking at. Look, LSU was scared. Everybody gets scared. Nick Saban taught you to be scared. We left his contract open and he walked out, and we lost. I'm bringing more tears in our eyes here, but the greatest coach of all time, that should have been ours. So it sucks when you see what Kim Mulkey's doing, what Jay Johnson's doing, and all these people, and you see want to. And I'm not saying that Kelly doesn't want to. Like year one, you could really feel it. And, he gave him the butcher knife and said, hey, come in here and clean and fix this place.
Right.
But it's just now, like, I'm sorry, just the smiles and with these comments like, hey, I had a tea party or whatever this bullshit is. Like, dude, you need to go on with that. Like, you've had people throw beer bottles at you on the sideline. And some of your best recruits were there for that. Like, it's just not a good look, man. It's like just,
and it's not even like the beer bottle thing. Like that's, I understand. Like I don't think you're gonna blame LSU.
Oh, everybody
fans.
does it,
right, exactly. But it's more of the apathy towards it. Whenever it happens, it's like, oh, I guess I can come up here and crack a couple jokes. Where it's like, dude, you don't understand like the nerve that you're touching for people that live, breathe, and like this is like a lot of our people, like a lot of your lives.
Yeah,
that
look
like
forward to this.
It judges the way I feel from Saturday to next Saturday. And for you to be flippant about it is not okay. You can't have a job where people actually give their money to, where you get paid $100 million, and then you up there and treat it like it's a fucking hobby.
Right. And I will say the last thing, and I'm going to let y'all go. LSU's in a tipping point right now where they really got to get their swag back, man.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause if they don't,
the Yellow Jackets will do it.
And I know, and I've heard y'all mention
Brian
it.
Kelly as the head coach?
I'm sorry, do what?
Do you think they can get that swag back with BK as the captain of the ship?
And that's what I'm getting at is I just, like last year.
It just feels off, dude.
Yep.
When we had who was the kid that, went to TCU and then the other went to Miami?
Jack Besh.
Again, it became a bidding war, and Kelly's approach, and for the most of the country looked at it and said, well, I get where he's coming from. He wants to build from the high school recruiting rankings. But we're still kind of trying to dictate that off the idea that this system that he's trying to run is actually going to work. There's still not enough evidence that we have data-wise that says that's going to work. Or what Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss is doing. But mark my words, and this is sick to say.
Mark it.
If Lane Kiffin gets in the playoffs this year, he doesn't have to win it, but just the fact that Ole Miss is getting in it. Like, come on. Like, dude, you don't think that they're not going to turn around and then put more chips in the middle of the table next year to try it again?
Well, yeah, but that's the Florida State theory.
Yeah, but Florida State, we've known for a while that financially they're not stable as a program anyway. The SEC office turned them down. That, hey, you don't bring any money to the table for us right now. Like, they're in a legitimate hurt spot as a program. The ACC as a whole is burning.
Yeah, but, I was just saying that they offered a lot. They got a lot of players out of the portal, and then they went undefeated, and then still didn't.
They did. But I mean, look at what Lane Kiffin's track record has been before.
Yeah, no, I think the approach of Brian Kelly or LSU, I should say, is right. Where you want to build it from the ground up and have guys that can stick around. Your NIL goes to people that are committed to the program. And you're not trying to hire mercs, because if they're not bought in and it doesn't go great, you have people that aren't going to stick around.
Yeah, you got a messed up system. Well, and again, let me retract that. I guess
I'll strike it from the record.
Specific pockets.
Right. Like, no, you got to sprinkle. Like, ice cream is
LSU
great.
for
It's better
sure
with
this
sprinkles.
offseason. You can't just, and again, guys, look, don't take this wrong. I don't like when people, I'm not trying to throw kids under the bus. I like the LSU Tigers. I love and bleed purple and gold. Like we got helmets everywhere. We are Tiger manias at our house. But when you go out there and you go recruit and get somebody in the portal that's an average player, you're going to get average results. So I'm saying the pocket of guys he does get this offseason, you got to get dudes. You've got to, even if that means it's a bidding war. And if he refuses to me to say that he's not going to do that, then to me, this is very alarming. You've hit the wrong side of the seesaw, I think, because you don't think Georgia's not going to do it, or Ole Miss is showing that they're doing it. You're going to have a very young team next year, talented young team, but you got to make sure based off who comes back, they need at least an elite dog somewhere that they're paying through the portal. Maybe this Bryce Underwood money kind of frees that up potentially, if he still does stick with Michigan. But again, my biggest concern is Kelly's dictating approach to it of, well, if you're just going to come here for money, certainly. Well, I mean, some of these kids grow up in tough neighborhoods.
It sounds like somebody that can speak from experience, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, my other thing with this is, we'll go back to what he did this week for the Florida game. how does Deshaun Womack not get on the plane?
Yeah, like no, dude,
I could go back to the early 2000s, and Nick Saban had. I mean, I'm sure there was a dozen, but there was one guy that got in trouble, a star player, and they kept, the media then was harping him about. Oh, I mean, he's going to play. I mean, you know, there's not going to be any. Like, look, you son of a bitch. Like, he's paying for it. Make no mistake. But I'll be damned if he's going to cost me my job.
Well, and even like you have to have some sort of accountability. So I understand, but get him on the plane. He doesn't have to. Like, you don't leave him at home. Just like you're dressing and not playing.
That makes no sense. And
it's the second time he's made an example of. I mean, it's the second time he's done that to Deshaun Womack. So I don't know what the issue is because
it may be something more than
by all accounts, it's really.
It's a little alarming. It's just kind of more of that side of. It's, I'm Darth Vader and do it exactly this way, or, I don't care who you are. And, I mean, I get we got to live like that to some extent, but I don't know. I go back to course.
But it's the
schools.
You made a show for no reason.
Snowballed together.
Yeah, I mean, the schools changed. Some of the school laws are different too. But like, I go back and think of guys like Ryan Perley, retire Matthew. Now some of those kids would still be here. Like that. The Ryan Perley is single-handedly the worst thing that probably could have happened to Les Miles, because that put him completely in his nutshell of, I will never lose based off what quarterback play ever again.
Yes, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to me until today. But, all right, we got more calls coming in. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. You're awesome.
No, you're fine, man.
All right, appreciate you calling in.
We're going to get through this.
Yep.
Yeah,
amen.
Hey, there's always sun at some point.
Yeah.
This show could probably go on forever.
All night.
Which I would do.
Yeah, we can roll. We'll roll right into 7 to 9 tomorrow morning.
Hello?
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You're live.
It's Jordy Culotta show.
My name's Fatty. I'm calling from Phoenix, Arizona, but I'm from Lafayette.
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't sound like Phoenix, Arizona.
What you got for us?
But yeah, man, I think he wanted to go to both. I think he wanted to stay home, but at the time, LSU was just a better situation, and I think he used his leverage to get more money from Michigan, and he got what he wanted, and he flipped.
And that's a testament to him believing in himself, if that's the case, because Michigan's offense is fucking terrible. So if he's
but he just got the money.
That's what I'm saying. That could have been the tipping point. It's like, well, if I'm looking at both and I'm not going to play year one, I'll go to Michigan and play year one. And if I do anything, the modicum of success, if I win 7 games as a starter at Michigan, I'm a god.
I just feel like he said, well, we'll go to LSU. Then they got this money coming in. Well, I think they had some talks behind doors that nobody knew about. Ain't no way we just all thought he didn't go there.
No, this is a long con. This is a long game.
They've been talking. I think they've been had talks with him. I think even from the dude that went coach at the high school just now, recently. I think that has something to do with it too.
Yeah, no, I mean it definitely.
I just think he used this leverage at LSU to get more money from Michigan. He had his eyes on both, and whoever came through, and Michigan came through with the money. I'm already home. Why leave?
Yeah, no, I think it was a win-win for him. I think he wanted to play at LSU.
Yeah, it was a win-win.
But if
for
Michigan
him,
was willing to offer $12 million,
the offense looks the same,
then why not?
Yeah, that's where the money becomes the tipping point in my mind is.
And I'm going to be king of the hill when I get to Michigan, and more than likely,
I ain't got to sit a second.
Whatever I ask for, they're going to give it to me. And I think whatever you ask for in Michigan, that's probably all in the contract. They probably going to get a new offensive coordinator and whatever else. It's all going to come to fruition within the next few weeks. We'll see. But yeah, man.
But LSU will be all right. They like I said, you got.
Of course, man. We always are.
Yeah, you have to get. Now your number one priority is getting Nuss back in the boat and making sure that, because like I said, I do think, and people are going to say I'm wrong, but there's not enough quarterbacks in the draft class that he wouldn't go in the first round.
Like all the other quarterbacks, like Burrow and Jaden, I think if he stays that second year, I think it's going to be better.
Yes, I agree. I agree. All right, thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right, I'm going to read. I have some more calls that I have to get to.
Yeah, what you got for me?
They're rolling, but from our guy, our new employee, I went to the Bengal Tiger. This is from Shea Dixon. Subscribe to the Bengal Tiger. I don't want to rip his content, but it is available if you subscribe to the Bengal Tiger. But I feel like I have to do my due diligence. But subscribe. Positive. You've seen some LSU commits already taking social media with reactions, all of them being positive in regard to sticking for the Tigers. With signing day 14 days away, I'm told about one commitment and confirmed through another source that the group chat with the commits has already talked about the news and shared the sentiments of being locked in, which includes the other 5 stars. The lone guy connected to Underwood in any capacity is Derek Meadows, who we already had on Flip Watch. Given he's a Michigan native, hasn't visited LSU since he committed in July, and just took some game day visits to Michigan and Notre Dame. So we've actually put our 1-3 RPM picks in for him to end up at Michigan. So not all is lost.
Right.
It's not as reactionary as we're trying to make it.
No, that's good news.
Because, look, it's hard not to react the way that everybody's reacting because it felt like the light, like we said, the light at the end of the tunnel
was gone.
You've built this up from Nuss to Underwood to Elijah Haven. We're like, LSU's never been in this spot in their entire lives. And as people that are probably our age or older or younger, you haven't seen quarterback play like that, and you've seen it consistently play out to where development. But if you're Bryce Underwood, and like he was just saying, what am I signing up for? This would, in my mind, if we went somewhat positive, this means Nuss is coming back, and he wasn't going to be. Yeah, it's vibrating off the hook.
Yep.
Nuss is coming back. And so he wasn't going to get the opportunity because he said multiple times, I want to start.
He wants to start day one, yeah.
Yeah. And so this is Nuss coming back, and I can go to Michigan and get $10 million more.
And start day one.
And be a god.
Yeah.
And your tweet wasn't wrong. He would have been a god at LSU, but blessing in disguise maybe of if Nuss, look at the smoke around Nuss right now. Imagine having Bryce Underwood on the sidelines. That's not good for anybody.
No, I agree. I mean, look at what happened with Justin Fields in Georgia. You know, having him on the sideline and
number one player in the country.
Obviously, they ended up going to Fromm the next year as well, so he left. But he ended up going to Ohio State and making the playoff twice and the national championship once. So, you know, we'll see the way it works out. But LSU's not in as bad of a spot, obviously. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
JG from Long Beach, California.
JG, what you got for us?
Oh, it's 5:50 there?
Yep, stuck in traffic, man.
Oh, no doubt. So you'll get home at 7.
Yeah. Well, all right. So it all sucks. Y'all covered that. There's a lot going on. Ryan Kelly might be on the hot seat. That's up to everybody's opinion at this point. But my question is, realistically, I don't know exactly how these NIL contracts are built. But with these cats moving back and forth schools every year, transferring, wouldn't you say it's pretty important to keep Joe Sloan in our back pocket in case Bryce gets there, realizes it was a mistake, and we lean on that relationship that he's clearly built with Bryce and maybe get him back over here after a year or two? Is that realistic?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's not, but then you would almost be banking on kind of a shot in the dark.
You would have
you'd
to
be
have
risking your offense, you know?
Yeah, well, no, not only that, I would say the optimistic side, it would have to be an absolute uptick from what you've seen. It would be the Jaden Daniels year 1 to Jaden Daniels year 2 to Joe Burrow year 1 to year 2. We're like, holy shit, okay, no, I do need to be over there. This can be a place where I'm going to absolutely thrive because that's all the things that he said.
Yeah.
And that's what's the most confounding thing about it is he was never talking out of both sides of his mouth. He was in on LSU. And I think the last 3 weeks have probably put a little bit of doubt in his mind.
Yeah, but I hear you. I think you make a great point. That's kind of why I asked. But, we hear all the time from guys like Shea, and I thought we were supposed to think that recruits don't look at the results of those games so much.
That's where the money comes in. If you, at the end of the day, it does play a factor. I don't like to think that it does, but you have to think that, okay, $12 million to go start versus,
no doubt.
Whatever LSU was offering, and I might not play that much. He wants to play.
Yeah. It hurts, man. It hurts.
I was just excited to see him play in the purple and gold, man. He's super talented. One of the best I've ever seen in high school.
Next Cam Newton.
Cool. Better throw the football, too.
Yep.
Hey, it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Yeah, I know, but like when you go down this path, now you make me sad again.
Yeah. I agree.
All right, buddy. Appreciate the call.
Fellas. Yeah, man.
That sucks.
Yeah, no, that's sad. It would be a long shot to keep Sloan around solely for the possibility of Underwood opening his eyes again.
Yeah, like that. We'll find out.
Yeah, no, I mean we'll see what the news looks like over the next week or 2 or 3. Because there's only 2 games left on the schedule.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What you got for
us?
Same.
Yeah. I think, yeah, man. I think it's honestly a tragedy at this point because don't know if I can.
Let it rip.
What the fuck is loyalty anymore, bro? Like, and I'm not blaming the kid. Trust me. If I had the fucking talent to be in the position that he's in to grab that type of bag.
He's doing a cuff on OnlyFans. Like, you pay me.
Yeah, but
laugh at a Christian.
You got to think of the disparity of that program in Michigan. Like, you just was on top of the world, and now the shit crumbled so fast. And you got to do something to mask that for real. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but at the same time, I don't think. I don't think, throwing your loyalty on a whim just to feed your family.
Well,
I don't really like it. I mean,
that's what makes it sting so much. Is like, dude, I believed him.
Right, and you know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of other quarterbacks that we have in that room, like Colin Hurley, AJ Swan, Ricky Collins, who he hasn't touched the field, but has been a massive help in the recruiting process. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He has the belief in Brian Kelly, and is you can tell is worth more than money. And you can tell since January when he committed, it was worth more than money. Up until like a week ago when he said, "Nah, I'm turning that 10 million shit down."
Right. Yeah. 10 million down, but 12 million now.
12 million, that works.
12. I don't know because
no. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying like,
think about it. You're the number one prospect. That NIL bag, regardless to if it comes from freaking Portnoy in Barstool.
Oh man,
in
he
Michigan.
Posted, he got our ass.
Yeah, he did.
Like, regardless to that shit, like your name, image, and likeness will be valued way more. And especially
think about the brand, man.
In the SEC, like,
yes,
we don't take shit light in the SEC. I don't know why people be thinking that shit be like. I don't know.
It ain't a joke.
Like, it's not a joke. Like, the SEC is one of the toughest ball. Like, it is the toughest ball to play.
Yep.
You don't think they giving out bags like that? Ryan Williams getting the bag. Jalen Milroe been had a bag. Like, if we're gonna keep it on, Caden Durham is about to get a fucking massive bag.
You better.
Like, that's only the tip of the iceberg of players. You feel me? Harlan Berry will get a massive bag. JT Lindsey will get a massive bag, and that's a running back power, like 2-punch combo. That's gonna be sharing the backfield, getting a massive fucking bag.
You better learn how to run out of under center, buddy.
Yeah, learn how to hand it off. Halfback dive.
Right, but I believe in it. I'm not even gonna.
I want a fullback.
I'm not even gonna trip on the Bryce Young. I mean, Bryce Underwood situation. I'm gonna just put my buffs on and believe in Colin Hurley because ain't no way that he left high school early to be riding the bench that long. There's something great in that kid, and shit.
He's got the keys.
Well, see Bryce when we see him. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I ain't knocking nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're Bryce though, like there's got to be a point to you where you're like, it's easier here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah, he's gonna get drafted regardless. Like JJ McCarthy went top 10.
They were really pushing the issue, like hiring stallions at his school, which that's like you're really doing.
Dude, this is like straight out the Jinx from HBO, where he went to go take a piss, and he's like, "Of course I killed him." Like, oh man, I should have known that all of these pieces were adding up at some point.
Right?
Yeah, like I kind of feel like a fool for being like, "No, I'm just gonna blindly believe this person." But
nah, and it's like I saw it coming, but I ain't see it coming like, just out of the order. I ain't see it coming as like not of a surprise. You feel what I'm saying? This is actually shocking to me.
It's the gladiator. Whenever he gets stabbed in the side, like, let's go fight. Like, bro, you just cheated,
bro. Honestly, I don't feel like LSU should be trying to give out a bag. I mean, to nobody, because we value all our players the same.
No, they want you. They want you to prove your worth on the field, and then you get it when you get here.
And it's not even the fact that they just want you to prove it. They come in with the fact that we want to win. Fuck a NIL. Like, fuck what your money looking like. You know what I'm saying?
You'll get it. Like, that's what I love about Bryce Underwood. Like, he sold me, he served me everything, and I'm still over here like love the food. And then 2 hours later, I'm over the toilet, be like, damn, that tasted good, but fuck, it fucked me up. Exactly.
Jesus.
All right, appreciate you, bro. We got more calls coming in. Call in anytime.
Bet y'all boys be blessed, and I love watching y'all show, bro.
I appreciate it.
Keep doing what y'all doing.
I guess.
We'll try.
Mobile, Alabama.
No.
No, it's not. I have his number.
Okay, good.
What's your name? Where you calling from? You live on the Culotta show.
Talk to us.
My name's Jeff. How you doing?
How, Jeff?
Jeff, how are you?
Good, great.
How many
Roll
whiskeys?
motherfucking Tide.
I knew it. I knew
that's
it.
it?
I knew it. I had a
more.
feeling when you said Mobile, Alabama.
Clip that one.
Of course.
That's fair.
Roll Tide.
I mean, we'll wear it.
Here's your backup.
No, I mean, they've got the number 3 quarterback committed.
Whatever.
Keelan Russell.
Call from
Joshua again.
What you got for us?
No.
Later.
I'm going to call him back.
Yeah, of course. The Twitter sphere is rocking tonight, guys. I'll tell you what.
Joshua, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Joshua, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Joshua.
I'm calling again. I'm calling again because I'm not gonna lie. I'm writing a paper right now and I'm bored as hell. So
how many addies?
I'm watching the podcast and writing a paper. But listen, I wanted to kind of piggyback off the caller. I think it was like 2 calls ago. I can't really remember, but I just had a suspicion that since Garrett Nussmeier has regressed this season, and I mean I don't know. This is just my opinion, but
fire away.
If you're watching, wait, what?
I said fire away, dude.
Yeah, if you're watching Garrett Nussmeier, especially when you're going to the games, right, as the number 1 recruit, and you're seeing him get worse as the season goes on, to me that would make me want to go to that school, right? Then you got to start talking about things like, was Joe Burrow really just that guy, regardless of the school? Was Jaden Daniels really just that guy? Because you're seeing them in the NFL. They're doing the same thing that they were doing in college, if not even better, in the NFL, in the highest league that you can get at. Like, Joe Burrow's numbers this season is insane, even though they're losing every game. And Jamar Chase, too, scoring 4 touchdowns. Like, it's crazy. Like, we had dogs. We had culture. We had Jay Jettas hitting the gritty. We don't have none of that no more. We don't have swag.
We had Kyron Lacey shooting people. And they took it away.
That's true. No, but I think
there's a standard here. I'm just so angry.
My main talking point, I just wanted to hear what y'all like. Do y'all really think that Brian Kelly can really get us to that Louisiana, that LSU swag, that LSU, that, you know what I'm saying? We don't have that anymore. I heard the last caller, so I'm just firing away at this point. We got pussies on the team right now. I'm sorry.
No, I think you got, you just put a dog on a leash.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not letting them. You're like, I heard somebody say the other day, and I 100% agree, right? Brian Kelly seems fake to me. And it might have even been y'all that said that. I don't remember.
It's probably
me. He seems fake to me. Like, he goes up to the podium. The stuff that he says seems premeditated. It doesn't seem genuine. He doesn't seem like he genuinely even cares. Like the last game before Florida, in the press, he said, "Oh, watch the game. Garrett Nussmeier going to have a great game." He sucked.
It sucked. It just wasn't. It wasn't like, hey, fireworks are about to happen.
Yeah. He didn't suck. Listen. He didn't suck. I like Nuss. I liked him before he even started. But I'm just saying, when your head coach, who's getting paid $10 million a year, goes on a press conference or goes on the podium and says, "Listen, y'all might want to watch the game because my quarterback is going to be going crazy," and then we score like we didn't do anything. We scored one touchdown.
Do you think that had do you think that he said that knowing that he was going to have a play sheet in his hand on Saturday?
Oh, I think 100% in his head he thought that Nuss was going to have a good game.
I'm about to
but I think it made it worse because then he talked about the other day when now him and Joe Sloan are both in Garrett Nussmeier's helmet. When the play, you have to get all that in. The play clock's at 15 seconds. There's a reason why we have to call timeouts.
1,000%.
No, I agree.
And there's a reason why we have to call timeouts in that Garrett doesn't even have time to look up and read the defense. Like, as a quarterback, that's the main thing you're supposed to do, right? You got to look at the defense and see what the defense is giving you in a sense. He can't even do that because he has Brian Kelly and Joe Sloan going back and forth on what play to call. Like, and when there's 80,000 people in the swamp screaming at him, you know what I mean? Like, and he's a first-year starter on top of that.
Exactly. Like, it's not the easiest position to succeed, and that's why I think his ability that he's provided you, like what he's done in this situation, has been a win almost.
Yeah. So what quarterback do you guys think that we go
Nuss.
after now?
Like, I believe what's in the building. Like, bring Nuss back and get Colin Hurley developed. If that's what the calling card is, like Colin Hurley's talented.
He is. And then Elijah Haven in 27. That's got to be the focus.
A hope.
But like the Bryce Underwood thing, it was just such a the talent's impossible to ignore. So that's why it's so shocking because he's been in the boat a long time, and that's what kind of hurts the most about it. But I believe what's in that quarterback room. But if Bryce Underwood had come over, I'd imagine you lose two of them.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that the reason why we can't run the ball between the tackles is because of the running back room that we have currently?
No.
Or is it because of our offensive line?
I think it's a mix of a lot of different things.
Combination of play calling and offensive line.
And I think it's the fact that
do you think if we have the same offensive line and we get Harlem Berry, boom, snap the fingers and we're running the ball?
I think it would help, but I don't think it solves all the problems.
Yeah.
You're running a zone read offense with a quarterback that won't pull it.
That won't pull it. It's
totally
impossible.
different.
Yeah, that's a discussion
but
for every
day. We appreciate you calling in.
All right, we got one coming in. Thank you.
Call from
Berto.
To accept, press.
What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're live.
What's up, guys? It's Berto from Mexico.
Berto, what you got for us?
Down in the dumps. It's been a rough night.
I'm right there with you, man.
Imagine that guy that woke up to the news. He was taking a nap, and his phone woke him up to Bryce Underwood flips. Like, I'm just going back to bed. I wouldn't call into anything.
Oh, brother, when I heard him say that shit, I was gassed. I can't imagine that shit.
It's just like, I mean, there's hangovers I could beat harder than this.
No, but I wanted to say, do you think that Stallone is going to be fired within like the next week, or do you think they'll wait to the end of the season?
This is the negative part of me that's talking, that if you try to put everything together, that in a world, Sloan has gotten the news that he might not be the play caller next year, and he told Bryce Underwood was like, I'm definitely not going.
Right, and then, I popped into Lone Phillips. He went live whenever the news broke, and he said something about a personal connection that Bryce had to LSU had been lost, and I was like, well, the only connection he really had was Stallone. So I'm on the same boat. I'm saying, Kelly probably told him, hey,
I don't think we're gonna have you around. And then Sloan was like, you know what, fuck you guys.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take the number one fucking recruit out of here.
I'm only putting these pieces together because of the way that Brian Kelly has been kind of talking out the side of his mouth about Sloan. Like, I guess I could help. Like, oh, he's never been a decision maker, but he has a lot of ideas, and it felt like a hire that was forced upon him. And he's like, watch this. And so I wouldn't be surprised. But if that's the case, if that comes out, Brian Kelly cooked himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then also, I was not a huge fan of the Brian Kelly hire. You know.
Oh, you can go back to the shows, dude. I had an aneurysm.
Yeah, he's like the best loser of all time. You know, he just wins meaningless games and then loses any game that, matters.
It's such an insult that, I mean, God, what is shot? It might be true. Like, if you told him in public, like, dude, you're the best loser I know.
He's like, just like the most, like, like, you know how there's the movie and there's like an evil,
Cobra Kai
political person in the movie? That's him. He's like so fake. I don't know what it is about him. I just like can't like him.
It's like at least I rooted for the Joker for some parts.
Yeah.
All right, we got another call coming in. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
For sure.
Call from
Lance.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Lance from Lafayette.
Lance, what you got for us?
So I know, everybody's down and everything, but I'm looking at it kind of like at a different perspective, kind of.
Love that.
Bring it, please.
We got a dude in Hurley that, I mean, he's 17. Like, they know what they're doing with him. He made all kind of records in Florida at like 16. So we got skills there. This whole Bryce Underwood thing, man, look, that sucks. This dude is like probably one in a decade talent. It is what it is. But I feel a little optimistic because of what we have already and what's coming in. And probably Havens, I wouldn't put money on it right now, but I mean, dude's from Dunham. He's right there.
Yep.
Number one quarterback in the nation. I mean, yeah. So like, I feel like if this was, Les Miles era, I feel like we were fucked. Like, I think the sky's falling, honestly.
Yeah.
Sky's falling if we're...
No, there's Paraloo.com.
If we're in Les Miles era... What's that?
It'd be Paraloo.com.
Yeah. So, I mean, the fact that we have these backup plans, yes, Underwood can't top them, honestly. But I don't know.
I'm with you because I've been a huge Colin Hurley believer. Like, people laughed at me, but then Bryce Underwood happened, and you see, like, the tape's undeniable. You see it, and you're like, okay, yeah, sure, like, please, like, would be a blessing. But what Colin Hurley has on tape, and he graduated early, like, he's the Ryan Williams. He's 17.
Right.
And so
I mean, he's a kid.
Yeah, he's
exactly.
And he's also a genius.
Yes, I'm about to say, like, he's probably doing, advanced college level courses anyway.
Yeah,
he is one of a good 2 years of him not doing anything but football.
We've done a lot of player interviews and a lot of like high school players, and it's no shade to them. They get nervous on the phone, and he was like had things to talk about. Like there was a hurricane in Florida that he was like, if you want to donate, like had a whole thing like, and he was in his car, like it wasn't scripted. He was just like, I want y'all to like prayers for where we are right now because it's like we're in a tough time, and he's 16 years old. Like at 16, I'd have been smoking that thing out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also feel like some of this stuff, man, the coaches, Brian Kelly, they deserve our criticism. Joe Sloan, everything. I think we all say the same thing. The offense was a little dry, whatever. But I mean, it feels like Nussmeier should be more advanced, but should he really?
No.
This is his first game. His first game was his SC championship game. This is his first couple games. I think personally, this is the Nussmeier that we were probably expecting. Giving up the football, I mean, the first half of the year, I was shocked, mind blown. How is he doing this well? Not making bad decisions. Now it's coming. I'm sorry, Dellinger, outside probably Perkins, one of the biggest misses with the injury.
But
that's Rubanga, I'm sorry.
1,000%. It's not Rubanga's fault. He shouldn't have to play. And then you had Tyree Adams go down, and you lost Lance Hurd. Like, it was a domino effect that is cataclysmic to what's happening in 2024.
Right, and I'm not dogging on the dude. I'm sure. I mean, even Brian
he was,
Coach
but
said
he was brought
he's
in
raw.
as a project.
He's
They
raw.
called him that.
Right, and the whole heel injury that said, I think hopefully they can start practicing Hill, if not this week or next week to start him. I'm sorry, Lubanga, man.
No,
That's just it. And Nussmeier is getting killed, and it's just like
But the book's out on LSU,
know.
man. You can't run the football, and you have 2 redshirt freshmen in the middle of the line. Like, just start sending people
Right.
out in the A gap. Like, this is tough to block, especially
Yeah.
when you don't have anything that's like. You saw what the LSU offense was whenever you game planned for it, and it was hold the ball for 42 minutes, and you should have won, to be honest. But you didn't.
Right. And I mean, and that Florida game, I don't know that. Like, we want to say coaches. The players, they got to step up in that game. Two dropped interceptions. They had multiple missed tackles.
Yeah, you start
What
looking.
was it?
Do you remember any of that at
multiple
LSU
drops.
wins?
Huh?
Do you remember any of that at LSU wins? Like, damn, that's a play to be made, but you should have gotten
Right.
away with those.
Right.
You didn't
I
need
mean,
them.
It wasn't one of the interceptions. Would be like one of the interceptions that didn't they drive to score a touchdown
Yeah,
right after
as a
to drop the
freshman.
interception? Right.
Devon Keys.
So I mean,
Because you suspended people.
I really don't think the sky's falling, but it's rough, it's dark. But I mean,
yeah, it's dark. It's cloudy.
I think I think there is something good now. Whatever happens with him, I don't think Brian Kelly's going anywhere.
Nope. We riding.
He probably shouldn't, honestly. But I mean, because people lose recruits. I mean,
Yeah,
you can
this is a
say
big
all
one.
you want, but about 13 million is this, 13 million that. However, I will say this: if it is about the money, everything I've heard about him is that he's all about LSU. So honestly, don't be surprised because Michigan is just as a shit show, if not more of a shit show, than LSU right now.
Yeah, LSU just.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the number one talent in the nation says, "Fuck this," and transfers in a year or two.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, yeah. LSU,
But yeah, so that's my take, man.
LSU this season has been the girl that at homecoming you wake up and there's tan air all over your pillow. You're like, oh God. All right, appreciate the call.
Lloyd,
All right, man. Yeah,
I've got a
going.
question for you.
Oh, good.
Would you be upset if LSU offered a player $12 million?
No. Why? It's not my money.
But you would, like, so you'd have no problem with that.
I
And I'll
wanna
ask everybody
win.
else: would y'all be upset if LSU coughed up $12 million?
would you be mad if LSU matched the Bryce Underwood offer?
Yeah.
No. What do you have? It's not like you have to pay him if you don't win.
Yeah, I mean,
if you still get left out the party and you offer, you don't have to pay.
I'm not. I wouldn't be upset. I'd be willing to pay whatever if we have that money.
I do think he is that good.
Yeah. No, I agree. But
12 million's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's.
But
unbelievable.
the way that it was portrayed to me, this is from Moscona, who's very plugged into the NIL. Say what you want about him, dude has his information.
Right.
It was $10 million earlier,
right,
a week ago,
and it hit 12.
But it was for 4 years that they had to spread out, and that's why you have the Shea story that comes out where they revised the contract. LSU also looked at the contract, and I feel like they went from.
I'm here and there on paying the money. Like, if you have it, I get it, spend it. But at the same time, like,
it's a dangerous proposition.
$12 million
for everybody else
to have to beat out LSU for a kid that's in your backyard.
Yeah, well, I don't care about that. You did
tough
it.
Look. Yeah, no, you did. But if it doesn't pan out, that's $12 million. Not saying it won't, because I do think it will. Because Bryce Underwood's very good.
Would you have paid $12 million for Leonard Fournette?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they can't have it
$12
happen.
million
No
is
matter
so
how
crazy, though.
It doesn't matter.
That's such
you won.
That's such a massive.
You won the
amount of
auction.
money.
Like there's a painting you want.
Yeah.
Everybody else wants it real bad. Like fuck it, I'm putting my paddle up.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Because this is going to
It's just
make me
so much money.
At the end of the day, I'm going to make more money off of this. Michigan was irrelevant.
Yeah, until tonight.
Yeah. Like that saved that man's job.
Yeah, unbelievable.
They had nothing. Like you're not going to pay his buyout, and
No.
you just crowned him as this is the head coach going forward. We lost Harbaugh. He was the handpicked, and I don't think he was qualified to have the job. Look what just happened at Miami. Cam Ward saved that man's job.
Yeah, save Mario Cristobal. I mean, even at Florida,
One quarterback can fix everything.
DJ Lagway saved Billy Napier's job.
a quarterback that, and I don't think I don't know if it'll happen year 1 for Bryce Underwood, but they're banking on year 2 and year 3.
Yeah.
And that's
definitely.
what shortened Brian Kelly's timeline.
And they're banking on somewhat year 1 as well.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun to go to the game.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have a quarterback. Like, LSU would have been in a precarious position. Like, it would have been tough for Nuss to deal with this if he was the starter in his year 2, and you throw 1 interception. It's everybody looking at 19.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, it would have been a mess. Because it already is now. And it's not the number 1 quarterback on the sideline. You know, like it's...
But it is.
Deltona Doug says better double Pickett's offer right now since we have the spare money.
Yeah, I mean,
now, I guess you have the money to spend elsewhere.
Is Michigan well off?
I mean,
Portnoy.
I think
Portnoy
coughed
it up.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that adds another layer to it where if you have somebody willing to do that, 100%. LSU doesn't have that.
Stanford, Connecticut.
DJ Pickard is not a Gator. DJ Pickett.
He ain't going to
Yo.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
Faisal, I'm back.
Oh, we got more news.
Talk to us.
We definitely do. So On3 is reporting that multiple sources tell On3 Sport that the contract from LSU and Michigan were reviewed in recent week. On Thursday night, when he flipped, sources confirmed that LSU offer only sat around $1.5 million.
A year.
No. Offer at 1.5. And listen, hear me out on this. So I didn't mention one part to you. I actually played college ball at University of Kansas. I was on the practice squad. I played with Kelly Oubre, Devontae Graham, all these guys, right?
Damn.
One of the things I know yes. That's the side note. We can chat on that later.
Flex if you can.
I'd
love to hear
this.
But
here's the thing. I think was it last year or it was this year. This off season, when we were trying to get some D linemen, Kelly came out and made it very clear that hey, we're not in this for money.
There's a number.
And listen, number whatever. Yes, I love Bryce. You know he getting the money back, no problem. I'm cool with that. But me personally, playing college level, I didn't play. I was on the practice squad with them, so I wasn't the actual squad.
You did more work
but
than most.
Right. But my point is, I respected that because that's what I'm about. For me, I was okay. DeCorian Moore left. I know why he left. Because if you're telling me what Bryce Underwood has been saying, it's about development. For him, at the end, it doesn't. If you're telling me that, it's okay. I'm fine with you taking the 10 million or 12 million or whatever the hell you're getting, right? Because for me, what he said at the beginning was very key. I want to go and get developed because you can take the 10 million. Now, this is where people get caught away. It's not 10 million a year. It's 10 million in the span of 3-4 years while you're at the school. So if you break it down, what's that? Average out to about 2 million a year, or what is that? Whatever, I'm doing my math. 3.5 if you stay for 3 years, and 2 if you stay for 4. Whatever that math comes out to, right?
Right.
So unless he stays the 3 or 4, then he gets 12.
It would be 3 million a year for 4, and then you bump it up to 3.5 for 3.
Whatever. My point is, but see, this is where I've been saying, and I have, I'm in a sports group chat, and of course I'm getting all the shit right now because I'm an LSU fan and all that, right?
Yeah, you just gotta take
But I even said this about DeCorian Moore. I didn't care that he didn't choose LSU, right? I think he made the wrong decision going to Oregon. Why? Because for me, again, I'm looking at the development perspective. Who the fuck has Oregon put out in the first round? Name me a last guy that Oregon has put out in the first round.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah,
Who?
Yeah, that's defensive end.
No, I'm talking about a wide receiver. See, for me, I'm talking about skill position that you're going to.
That was his point.
Right?
I think that's the point.
So if you go DeCorian Moore, right? If he would went to Texas, which is where I had him going to, it makes sense. Texas has put them out there. Alabama, Ohio State, I wouldn't be mad because I'm like, listen, the boy actually chose to play where he's going to get paid, or at least get developed and get picked. He went to fucking Oregon. He's not going to get drafted in the first round. As long as I know he has the talent, he may change the story, but I don't see that happening because look at Evan Stewart. Have you heard anything about Evan Stewart? He was the number 1 guy in the portal. right?
I haven't.
So
I'm about to Google him to see where
Who does he play for?
Where is he?
He plays for Oregon.
he's at Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh, Oregon.
But I guess in Oregon's mind, like you load it with skill positions because you know that if you have Dan Lanning, you have a defense.
Listen. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Oregon, the reason why Jacorian and all these guys in this class are going is because all the damn money they're throwing out because
Phil
it's
Knight
Nike
signed a blank check.
$1 billion.
Listen, let me give you another example. If you're a D lineman, go to Alabama. Okay? If you're a cornerback, go to Ohio State. I'm fine with that. Why? Because they put consistently, like LSU put out wide receivers in the first round. You get what I'm saying? You're choosing. To me, that's what I always looked at. I mean, of course, it hurts me if a player has LSU and they don't choose them. But if they choose the right squad, I'm okay with that. You get what I'm saying? Because you're going to a program where they're going to develop you, and you're going to be a first round. So you getting $5 million in the next 3-4 years ain't going to mean shit. Because when you get drafted in the first round, you're going to make that 3 years that you got developed properly, you're going to make that up in your first year.
I think that's what's calling this whole thing into question is the development. Like, is it actually there, or was it just two guys that were extremely talented, especially the most recent example being Jaden Daniels of like, whoa.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, again, he said all the right things. I want to be developed. I love the culture, all that. Again, listen, I said it recently. Like, listen, if the money is truly $10 million they're offering, I cannot be mad at the kid for not taking the $10 million, bro. Like, I honestly cannot.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
100%.
It's free money.
Now, couple of things I will mention. Again, I was telling you, I look at these tapes. I watch the games live, bro. Joe Sloan, as much as maybe he was just there because we had Bryce Underwood and he was committed there. Some of his fucking pick con is awful, bro.
Bro,
like, I'm sorry.
No, he has flashes of brilliance, but he gets away from it.
So check this out. This is what I was saying. Was it against Florida or was it against Alabama? Alabama. We've been talking about we can't run the ball. Fucking Tatum Durham just rips up a 40-yard, puts us in the red zone,
run.
And then you fucking call I'm sorry, I'm cursing a lot because I'm thinking in my mind all those.
Let it out.
Bro, like, why are you just ripping them apart on the running game? Just run the fucking ball. Take it down to the 2-yard line. You get, like you say, you take it 2 yards, 3 yards. Now, if you're in the third down, you don't really have to throw the ball. Nuss can sneak it in if it's 2 yards.
Caden Durham played 20 snaps that game.
Same thing with Florida. We did well. And then when the game started getting close, we got away from it. Stop running the ball. Like, I don't know what it is. Now, I'm going to tell you some of the things listen, I love me the O-line. I love Campbell's. But, bro, they got to get their fucking shit together. Because Will Campbell, because I have a friend who's in that group chat who's from Texas, or not from Texas, but he's a Texas fan. And, we go back and forth between him and Calvin Banks, right? But bro, you're a third-year starter in the SEC. This is not, you're new or rookie or whatnot. You've been starting for 3 years for LSU. You cannot be having no false start. I'm sorry.
That's a new offensive line, new quarterback. But we have
that's okay. That's fine. But
that's how it happens.
But that's what I'm saying. It's from listen, if it was coming from Garrett Dillinger, if it's coming from a center, I'm okay with that. It's coming from Will Campbell, who's rated as the #1 offensive guy. Like, I trust you. So, you know what I'm saying? There's that there. Again, I will say something that you guys probably may not agree with me if you have watched the tape closely enough. Other than Aaron Anderson, Mason Taylor, we don't have the guys outside. Like, Karen Lacey, I was high on him. He just ain't it. Like, bro, like, it seems like he's more ready to fight a guy more than trying to freaking make a play. Like, if you watch him after every single play where he catches the ball, he doesn't get a ball, he wants to fight a guy.
Look. Kyron Lacey does get himself in trouble with talking a lot of shit, but I mean, he's still a play. Like, when he's focused, when he's locked in, and he wants the ball,
to get him the
he's
ball
going to make a play.
The routes are so developed. Like, you're trying to, I don't know.
All right, well, we got more calls coming in.
Yeah, we got more calls coming in. Dude.
We love you.
We love you.
All right, man.
grinding
Hit me
tape.
up. I'm gonna keep calling you.
Don't
When it
lose your
starts
day
getting
job, bro.
dry, because I'm listening to you guys. If it starts getting dry, I'll call you back.
Hell
Thank
yeah.
you.
Monroe.
Unbelievable. He's awesome.
I don't know if you watch the tape like I do. I don't.
At all.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Whoa.
The person you're
all right.
We should have left the voicemail.
How many more y'all want to do?
Him?
What, you ready to go home, Christian?
I gotta eat. I haven't eaten.
Yeah, I haven't eaten either.
Oh, shocker.
What?
What, me?
No, you look
Oh,
like you,
right,
yeah.
right. But I plan on eating.
What?
And then Bryce Underwood broke the news, and then I couldn't.
Oh,
eat,
dude,
so.
I literally just got home
I
whenever we decided to do this.
Me
Oh
too.
my God.
I got back from
I wonder
an
if this
SI
is a real
session.
call. Let's see.
Air Boogie.
What's your name? Where are you calling
from? You're
from?
live.
What's up? This Boogie. I'm calling from Chicago, but I'm from Baton Rouge, LSU, my alma mater. How y'all doing
You
today?
had a wild ass number.
Oh yeah, man. Look, I work in the Virgin Islands. and
That's,
I'm
I thought you were
Chicago.
about to sell me something that I ain't gonna buy.
No. I come on y'all show to talk to you. I'm glad y'all doing your show, but y'all doing a real good job.
Appreciate it.
Man, I'm just pissed off with the way LSU is. I just want to give my little take on it real quick.
Rip.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, so I like LSU. LSU my alma mater, but I just don't think Brian Kelly the right one for the job. I don't think nobody on that team will run through a wall for Brian Kelly. I don't think he got it in him to be a coach in the SEC. He's a pretty good, coach for Notre Dame or the Big 12. But as far as the SEC concerned, it's not in him, bro. Just look at the halftime speech that other coaches give, and look what he gives. This dude, he don't got it in him what he got to have to be in the SEC. And I just don't see it. I feel like LSU stuck with him for the next 10 years, and hopefully I'm not right, but I feel like, you heard me, Brian Kelly's just not the dude for the job. No matter what players you get, what the coaches you get, at the top, he knocks it out for it. He never proved it in 30 years, and it just ain't in him. We can't put it in him, and I think we stuck with him.
I don't want to put it in him. But it's hard to have a guy that's been on the job for whatever he says, 35, 40 years, that it feels like he's learning on the job.
Right.
Exactly. And like I said, the thing about it, look, I don't advocate violence, and I'm not but no, but listen, I'm gonna put it like this. Imagine you hungry or something, nobody give you food or nothing, and you in the store parking lot. Yo, you gotta be able to go. I'm not saying you should do this, but in the SEC, the type of attitude you gotta have, I would slaughter you in front of everybody, take what I need, and keep going.
Yeah, I'll eat a human being. I'll eat you in the parking lot.
Cannibalism.
Huh?
I said I'll eat you in the parking lot. Like this
That's
shit
what I'm
ain't a
saying,
game.
but Brian Kelly won't. Brian Kelly just stalled. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get it today.
And
And
they're
I see
complaining
Nick
about
Saban got it in him. Les Miles got it in him. Ogeron had it in him. This dude right here, Brian Kelly, is not in him. And you can't. It's too late in his career to try to say, all right, let's set you up for success. Brian Kelly is not the right one for the job. I'm telling you. And I know we signed this long contract with him, and like it would be stupid to get rid of him, but it also be stupid to sit there and realize you would never win nothing serious with him. Look, how many big games have he won, and how many big games have he lost? In the last 3 years, this man lost all the season openers. It's like the higher the expectations, the bigger the failure. And that is him. Don't act like that's not him. That is him. And not LSU, you stuck with him. You are the new Notre Dame. Notre Dame might win a championship before you, LSU. Like, how the hell? And then let me tell you, whatever happened with Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M is the same thing that's going to happen with Brian Kelly at LSU. Because the same person hired them both. And the same little twinkle that Scott Woodward saw in Jimbo Fisher's eyes when he hired him, his little championship and all that, it's the same thing he saw in Brian Kelly. Except Brian Kelly ain't got the championships. He's mediocre at best. He can't coach a team. None of these players from down here feel what he's putting down. None of them will run through a wall for him. And if you can't do that in the SEC, you're fucked. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And I'm like, damn, bro. We the new Notre Dame. And we could try to push sunshine all we want. We could push this little fake record of beating all these bad subpar teams. We could act like he never got beat on the biggest stage every time in his life. But I'm sorry, LSU, you stuck with him now. And I'm not mad at Brian Kelly. If I was a coach and I was kind of like that, hell yeah, I'll squeeze y'all for as much money as I could. But
he got what he wants. We'll never get what we want out of him because he's just not the guy. He's too soft. He's too vanilla. He's too generic. You could catch Brian Kelly off guard. Anybody could catch Brian Kelly off guard. He don't got a contingency plan. He don't know how to. I really don't think he know how to scout. He know how to scout talent. Really, he look for the most mundane type players, and his message is just it's so dry. It's so middle of the road, you know. And the team gonna take on the effect of the coach. And like I said, the same thing that happened with Jimbo Fisher at A&M is the same thing gonna happen with Brian Kelly at LSU because they the same person. They fraud. Just like I was trying to get Lincoln Riley, who is also a fraud, but hey, we got to be stuck with another name, Brian Kelly. That's all I wanted to tell you, man. I just had to get it off my chest.
I appreciate it. That was awesome.
That was great.
And I don't see the dog in them. They don't got that dog in them. And Brian Kelly is not the one to put it in them. And I just hate to say it because LSU, my team, I hope I'm wrong. I pray to God I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm wrong, all right, dance all over my grave. At least I'll be wrong at LSU and actually be good.
Yeah, but you're right today.
But sad to say, you are the new Notre Dame until you get rid of Brian Kelly. And you know, when Tiger fans and all these sunshine pushers in the media gonna realize it, it's when Notre Dame win the championship right over our head. And it's like in the big games, like all the big games this man ever played for LSU, he lost only one big game, and that was against Alabama his first year. Other than that, this man gets stumped out on the stage every time the lights are the biggest.
12 people on defense.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is Brian Kelly just don't have the skill. Like it's not an X's and O's problem with him. It's not the recruiting problem. It is him. The team has taken on this generic ass mentality, just like the coach. I know us as fans, we feel like Brian Kelly, he got a little history, this and that. But if you really dig deep enough into his history, he never beat nobody good. He's never won anything big, and it was not because it was Notre Dame. He had players at Notre Dame just like he got players at LSU. And he was not able to put that dog in them or pull the best out of them. That's what I don't think Brian Kelly knows how to pull that dog out of these Louisiana players. He just can't. He's not that type of guy, you know.
Coaching the dog out of him. Hey, we got another call. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
But yeah, he's coaching the dog out of him a little bit.
Got you. All right, man. Y'all take care, bro. Go Tigers. I hope I'm wrong.
Me too.
But man, look, with Brian Kelly at the top, I'm so sorry, but we look like the new Notre Dame. Y'all have a good night, man. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Thank you.
Carlisle Holiday ain't walking through that door.
That was great. That was great stuff.
We got one more, and we'll go to 8:40.
Matthew Conkle, Super Chat, Frank Wilson, head coach. Bring some dogs back to this program.
Hey,
what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, you live?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, what's up? What's up? This Worm the dime, man.
Worm, Squirm.
What's up, baby?
How you doing?
First of all, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm listening to this undercover Alabama fan that y'all just had up here talking about harping on Brian Kelly for about 30 minutes. I don't know what he was talking about.
Hey, people got things to say, man. This is like therapy session for free. It's a safe
place. I think they got him to call in from Alabama. He behind the McDonald's in Alabama on break right now, so I don't know what he got
chicken bones in the street.
Yeah, he ain't say not one good thing about us. He talking about Brian Kelly the whole time. I heard Brian Kelly name 100 times. But anyway, as far as Bryce go, whatever his name is from Michigan, man, I'm taking Colin over him. Yeah, Bryce Underwood, I'm taking Colin over him any day.
That's right.
Like he fake Cam Newton, like he ain't ready. Like, come on, man, who y'all taking, Cam Newton or Drew Brees? Real talk. I'm comparing Colin to Drew Brees and Bryson to Cam, man.
You know who I want? I want whoever got that yellow jersey on.
I want Iguodala.
Give me the dogs that are here.
Saturday, huh? We're gonna be in that mustard.
Yeah, that's right. We even look like a
banana on that football field.
Hey, Lloyd, look, I want to know, Lloyd, who you would take though for real, Colin? Or you taking Bryce?
I wanted both.
He don't look that fast either.
No. They implemented the run game, which was part of like the thing. Like he didn't run it all his junior year in high school, but no, the Bryce Underwood's talent's undeniable. But Colin Hurley, I said the same thing about him. Like I said, I've talked to this man, and he is like levels above where you should be at that age.
He got that dog in him.
And
He
want
it. I'm telling you.
Like everything that Bryce Underwood sold you, Colin Hurley sold you, and then actually you got it. Like that house is built.
Well, tell Bryson to stay over there. He done made his choice.
But if he wants to come back, he can.
Oh man, no, he can't come back. He just showed us he shaded already.
Officially Tiger bait.
What if he takes that $12 million in 1 year and skates? Doors
Come on,
open.
man. Think about how many trips we done paid for him to come down here and enjoy our good jambalaya.
Yeah, he's gonna have to have a nice skyline chili.
Look, but just like you said though, the house already built with Colin. We ain't got to,
Dude, I'm a
we got
believer.
Colin over there.
I'm a believer. Give me Nuss one more year, get that thing right. Like this has been not that bad of a year, and if you figure some things out, get me 35 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, get him drafted, and then Colin Hurley, you're in.
The thing we forgetting about with Nuss is it is his first year being a starter.
Exactly.
Like look at Jaden Daniels his first. Scratch Jaden Daniels. Look at Joe Burrow his first year.
Dude, 18 touchdowns.
Yeah, like I wouldn't mind having Nuss back one more year.
Hell no. Like, I want him back.
You know what I'm saying? But
and he wants to be here too. Like, give me somebody that wants that yellow jersey.
Right.
He stuck around.
Right. You're right, bro.
LSU will be all right. But you got to keep this boat. Like, throw some Flex Seal on this thing. There's one hole, but we can't have too many more. LSU still has a hell of a class. Keep that thing together. Right. Put the pieces around you, and I think Nussmeier can do. Like, look at what he's done already. Like, I'm okay with that.
Hey, and if he's not ready, then we still got Colin waiting. I'm telling Colin hungry. That's what we need.
Colin got that flip.
Hey, look, he ain't flip on us neither. He kept it real.
He came early.
Yeah, he early. So, Michigan, they can enjoy that project over there. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, figure it out. Not.
But all right, man. Y'all be easy, man.
All right, brother. Take it
Thank
easy.
you.
All right. I'm officially done.
Yeah, no, this is enough. We appreciate you guys. It's been 2 hours, 15 minutes.
30 Club.
30 Club rolling on, man. Rough night. But there's been some
better
positivity.
now
Yeah, this was good. I think I needed this. So I'm glad we made this happen. But we appreciate you guys sticking around with us. We'll be back live in less than 12 hours, 7 to 9 tomorrow morning. We'll be back right here on the Jordy Culotta show. So
I'm not doing any documents.
No, we don't have to.
You don't need
Jordy's gonna be rolling off the dome tomorrow morning. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you for sticking around with us. We'll be back tomorrow morning here on the Jordy Culotta show. Bryce Underwood is officially Tiger bait.
Or not.
Nah, the door's closed, brother. Love y'all. Thanks for sticking around.
Shout out Cordell.
Go Tigers.
LSU.
Forever.
The X is with a new man.
Forever.
Oh, I can't play music because I'm plugged in. I'm getting a phone call.
That's
but
all right.
Call in tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Good night. Sleep tight.
Love y'all.
Love you.
Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Don't let the whatever. Take money if you can get it.
$12 million.